A trade deadline Monday. How we doing today? It is Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash. Tiki Barber said the trade deadline? I ain't working that day. I'm not dealing with this crap. So Shaun Morash in the big chair. We'll keep you posted throughout the day. All the trades going on. Obviously, the Mets and the Yankees are doing two very distinct things. The Mets are selling. So when the Mets sell off a player, there's like a 10-minute delay because no Met fan actually cares where the player is going. All they care about is, who do we get back? Where are they ranked in the farm system worlds? And what are their stats? That's it. For the Yankees, it's obviously a lot bigger. It's about winning a world championship and improving this roster. So two huge things about the Yankees in the last 24 hours. Yesterday afternoon, at the very end of the Yankee game, as they did beat the Cubs 2 out of 3, the reports started to come out that they were acquiring Luis Garcia Jr. of the Washington Nationals. What just came out in the last 10 minutes is Luis Arraez was traded to the Philadelphia Phillies. My skepticism upon the Yankees trading for Arraez was the fit.
Yes.
But ultimately what I said to you guys was, screw the fit. The Yankees need offense. Luis Garcia, in a lot of ways, is very similar to Arraez. Not in their offensive stylings,
yes,
but in terms of they're not natural fits for the Yankees. But here's what both guys do. And obviously Brian Cashman made the decision to go the Garcia route versus the Arraez route. They need offense.
Yeah.
They need help. This has been a horrible offense now for 2 months. They have been the worst offense in baseball since June 17th. So they get Luis Garcia, which I assume every Yankee fan should just be thrilled about, but they choose not to go after Luis Arraez. A problem with that?
It's not a problem with it, but if the reason you didn't go after Luis Arraez was because of fit, because of Jazz Chisholm Jr., I do have a problem with it because in all likelihood, I think all the arrows and indications point to the fact that the Yankees don't plan on signing Jazz Chisholm Jr. to a long-term deal. Obviously, we'll find that out. A lot to come this offseason. But if that was not going to be the plan, then I would say the hell with the fit. Go get a guy that you could stick there and hit 300 at the top of a lineup that you desperately need to and not worry about Jazz Chisholm Jr.'s feelings in that spot and figure out a way to play him. But if it didn't come down to that, then I'm totally fine with it. I think the Yankees will live. They needed to add a bat. I still think they'll add another one today, and I'm okay if it's not Arraez. And I do like the idea of adding Garcia to thump and just mash righties in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah, both guys are similar in that they naturally are not a fit for this team in terms of ideally you want a right-handed bat, and ideally you want to upgrade your offensive foibles at catcher, third base, and shortstop.
Right.
Luis Arraez and Luis Garcia Jr. don't play those positions. No. And I doubt there's going to be a position change in the middle of the season. I doubt we're going to see that. I doubt we're going to see Jazz Chisholm go back to third base. I doubt we're going to see Luis Garcia play third base for the first time in his career. But it's interesting that Brian Cashman made a decision to go with the guy who strikes out more, hits more home runs, versus the guy with the higher batting average and the better bat-on-ball skills. Because when you look at both guys this season, forget about the position versatility, because obviously both guys are similar in terms of their second base, first base, and they're probably going to DH a lot here. Would you rather have the guy who's hitting 323? Would you rather have the guy who's going to strike out far less? Or would you want the slug? Luis Garcia leads the National League in slugging percentage. He's hit 23 home runs. Luis Arraez has hit 4. I don't think you can go wrong either way. I think both guys would be a great addition to this offense, but I would lean slightly towards going after Luis Arraez, and Brian Cashman obviously disagreed.
Yeah, and I do wonder, and I obviously we're going to have more room to talk about this throughout the day, if there is somewhere in the back of their mind where they think Aaron Judge may not be coming back. Obviously, Giancarlo Stanton is going to at least stand in a batter's box this week and do that to come back, because if either or both of those guys aren't back, you did need both, and you did need another thumping bat in the middle of the lineup. I mean, yesterday you're relying on Jose Caballero to hit your 2-run home run. And Cody Bellinger, who the hell knows if and when he's coming back. They don't have enough thump in the offense plus the average. So sadly, I would have liked to get both kinds of bats, but I couldn't thumb my nose at adding a thumper despite the fact that they needed more bat-on-ball contact.
You bring up what this means about Stanton or what this means about Aaron Judge. I don't think it means a damn thing about either guy.
It may not, but it protects against it a little more.
Well, yeah, but that's a part of it. I think the Yankee focus right now is that for the last 2 months, they have overcome having as limp an offense as you'll see. You can pick whatever date you want, whether it's right when Aaron Judge got hurt. If you go a few weeks after that, the middle of June, this team has had the worst offense in Major League Baseball. They have sunk from the number one offense in the American League to now 5th.
Yeah.
Right? There's no denying this has been a bad offense.
They score 2 runs a game.
Yeah, and they've managed to overcome it because their starting pitching has been ridiculously good.
Insane.
So
Yeah.
I think what they're doing at the trade deadline and what they did yesterday is actually pretty simple. We need offense. Mm-hmm. We need offense.
We'll figure out everything else positionally afterwards.
Yes. I don't think, because I know that what we like to do sometimes is read into moves. Oh, this means Aaron Judge isn't coming back, or this means Giancarlo Stanton isn't coming back. I don't think the Yankees know the answer. I don't think the Yankees are keeping a secret from you. I don't think they know.
But isn't that the answer, though?
What?
They don't know, which means they also don't know if they're actually coming back.
Sure.
So I do think that, when you have to weigh that and go, in other words, the Yankees have to operate as if they're not getting those guys
They have
back.
to operate as in they need better offensive players.
Yes.
And if Giancarlo Stanton is healthy and Aaron Judge is healthy, then we're going to have a great debate in late September in terms of how to deploy them.
Yeah.
I know you got involved in that in social media last night because Shaun Morash dared say that Giancarlo Stanton should play the outfield, and that caused pitchforks against him.
That's it.
But
He only did it 12 months ago, though, but I'm an idiot. Okay.
Well, you are an idiot, but this debate is for when the guys are actually healthy.
Yes, no doubt.
Right now, the Yankees are trying to win the American League East. You'd like to win the division, right?
Would like to?
You'd like to win the division?
I'm desperate to.
Okay, you're not seeing Stanton or Judge walk through that door at the bare minimum until September. So for now, you're just adding players that improve a limp offense.
Yeah.
And the debate about where these guys are going to play in October, let's get there.
I agree.
Let guys be healthy, because the old saying is everything will take care of itself, and it probably will. So to sit here today and say, well, Stanton's going to do this and Judge is going to do that, how about these guys pick up a freaking bat and actually come back before you worry about where they're going to play? And that's what I think Brian Cashman did yesterday. He said, we need offense. It's not perfect. It'd be perfect if Luis Garcia was a third baseman. It'd be perfect if he could go play shortstop again, which he hasn't done in 5 years. But since we can't find perfect for now, let's go get a 26-year-old slugger who's under team control for another year.
And by the way, I know his defensive metrics were atrocious. The guy's played a lot of second base in his career, too, should you have to move it around there and Jazz struggle.
I think of Luis Garcia more as a second baseman and the first baseman, but he's done that this year because of the Nationals and the way it fits there.
And again, terrible defensive metrics, but the Yankees, they're terrible everywhere else defensively. What's another? That's the way I look at it.
And you know what it is? Like, if I had a better offense, if the Yankees were dealing from a strength right now, I'd be more picky about the defense. And I'd be more picky about the fit.
You need offense now.
Exactly. I don't think the Yankees right now, with their need offensively, are in any position to say, hey, you know what? The defensive metrics on Luis Garcia or Luis Arise, because Arise is not a great defender either. I don't care what his metrics say this year. He's always been a bad defender. I don't think the Yankees are in a position to get picky about that because they just need to improve this offense any way they can.
Yeah, I absolutely. And this is about this year. But if you were to look beyond this year, that other stuff they will, again, refigure out. You have Garcia another year of control. Maybe this is the year they get out from Stanton and figure out something like that. But for the rest of this year, I'm completely with you, Evan. Just operate and gain as many bats as possible. And if you got to pull names out of a hat, joking aside, you do it and you figure out who's playing where, when.
And I don't think you get crazy about what you gave up. I mean, you gave up one reliever in Jake Bird, who everybody was done with. Giovanni Cruz, we were all excited about, but we were excited about watching him after he threw just a couple of innings.
Yeah, and the strikeout and everything that he was doing in the minor leagues. The one thing I will say about giving up Giovanni Cruz, you do it. But if you're not going to improve the bullpen today, I do worry, because I think a lot of us in the back of our minds thought there's a combination of Giovanni Cruz, eventually Carlos Lecragne, eventually Clark Schmidt. You're hoping two of those three guys turn into more answers in the bullpen. Well, now you've just given up one of those guys, which would tell me today, I still think the Yankees need another bullpen arm here, too. I would.
I think they need a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we got 8 hours to go, and before anyone bashes Brian Cashman, I think you should give him the 8 hours.
We will.
The one thing you could bash or at least criticize about, and I opened the show framing it this way, is do you prefer Luis Garcia versus Luis Arise? Because we saw what the Phillies gave up. If you're just tuning in, they gave up two prospects, one of which is a top shortstop, or at least a highly regarded. Wait, am I thinking?
No, you're thinking.
I'm thinking about the Jose Soriano trade.
The Blue Jays got Jose Soriano and gave up what's believed to be maybe the top shortstop prospect in baseball.
They gave up a top 100 prospect, the second best shortstop prospect in baseball.
The Phillies gave their fourth best prospect, but with the 20th best system in baseball.
That's right. So they didn't give up an awful lot.
Yeah.
They didn't. Now, the Yankees gave up 4 relievers to get Luis Garcia, and the perk of Garcia, which I'm sure Cashman's thinking about, is that he's under team control for another year. So he factors in to the plans of 2027, while Luis Arise would be a pure rental.
Yes, and I do think that matters for them.
I think it absolutely matters, but
especially not knowing the economics next year.
But I think it is a fair game criticism, or debate on which one did you prefer? Because I can see a world in which the bat-on-ball 300 hitter is more appealing than the slugger who's broken through this year and doesn't hit left-handed pitching.
But I think you can't. I mean, you could obviously have an opinion at any point. I think you can't finish that opinion until you know these next 8 hours are finished. You know what I mean? Like, Luis Garcia Jr., let's be honest, that was a name that none of us were talking about last week in terms of all the available options for the Yankees in terms of a power bat. So how do I know there's not another bat-on-ball bat that I don't see coming that's going to happen here in the next 8 hours?
No, you're right. And we do have 8 hours for Brian Cashman to go to work. Right now, that's his only move other than dumping Camilo Doval, which occurred over the weekend.
Oh, and that was so relieving, too. Because, that was one of those guys you need to save the Yankees from themselves. You needed him off the team, so you just knew you could stop using him.
Yeah, what's amazing is that, I know I did. I raised my hand on this. When the Yankees got Doval a year ago, I thought it was one of the greatest moves. I thought it was fantastic. But that's the thing about relievers. That's why I also don't fear.
2 of the 3 from last year are gone now.
Yeah, Jake Bird was, of course, the other. That's why I don't fear trading relievers in these kinds of deals. Like, they gave up Ben Grable. They gave up this other prospect, Jack Siebert, who I guess is the highest-ranked prospect. They gave up 14th in their system. And then the 2 other guys, Giovanni Cruz and Jake Bird. Like, there's a decent chance 1 or 2 of those guys turn into good relievers. That's absolutely on the table.
Clearly something Washington needs, too.
Oh, no, they're desperate for it. They're absolutely desperate for it. And open-mindedness, there's a chance those guys become good back-end relievers. That's the nature of being a bullpen arm in Major League Baseball. But is it worth it for a 26-year-old slugger who's under team control for another year? To me, it's a no-brainer. I'll take the risk that Giovanni Cruz becomes a really good reliever, considering I got a guy who's hit 23 home runs, and it's the first week of August.
Yeah, and has more RBI than Ben Rice this year.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about.
Yes.
I mean, look, he was on one of the best offenses in baseball. And I think the reason we didn't hear his name that much is because the Nationals are in it.
When
you're in it, it's tough to imagine you're going to just ship guys off.
I'm trying to be more conscious about this. We call him King Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
It's not RBI, it's PBI. It's points batted in. I keep forgetting that with the Yankees.
You still pissed off at Aaron Boone?
Yes.
You guys are dumb.
I'm pissed off at people that aren't pissed off at him over it.
I'll tell you why I'm not pissed about it. And I heard it. If you missed it, Aaron Boone referred to runs as points in a frustrating rant that he had late last week. I've heard him do it, and it's like this weird thing that I've heard some baseball guys say. They're not saying it as if, how do I phrase this? They're not saying it in like a normal way. It's like a slang term used every once in a while.
Well, when your team
don't take it so freaking literal.
When your team is more buttoned up and there's no attention to detail, maybe give some attention to the detail. Which
I feel like kind of kicking myself.
Yeah,
you're picking on the wrong things to bitch about.
We've hit that point in the baseball season, though, Evan. We've hit that point.
Where you're mad
the Yankees are in another hang-on for dear life just to be a top wild card scenario, and the manager's once again referring to runs as points, and they're once again sitting there going, are we going to fall 2 deals short at the deadline? Yes, that's how you react.
All right, so they've gotten a slugger in Luis Garcia. His role is probably going to be DH and play first base. I don't think he's going to play a lot of second base, at least for now.
Yeah.
I think against right-handed pitching, he plays all the time. He matches against righties.
They'll get Goldie his at-bats during left-handed situations, but I think as the season gets deeper, they'll evolve and play less of Goldie, and he'll be more of a pinch hitter.
I think so, but I think against lefties, Luis Garcia may not play a lot. And,
may not.
And don't be alarmed by that. Because I think the word platoon is like a dirty word. When you are on the left side of the platoon, you're playing 80% of the time.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's the other way in which your platoon is out. Maybe he plays once a week. He's going to play against righties. Most of the time, you're facing right-handed starting pitching.
No, I know. Well, if and when we get to the postseason and we have this argument, you start platooning like that and you start Goldschmidt games, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage late in games. I'd rather just get the most at
But you're not, because Luis Garcia has had a really good season, okay? But he doesn't hit lefties.
He doesn't.
And he's never hit lefties throughout his major league career. So other than you just wanting him to hit lefties, there's no reason to play him against lefties.
But you
also do have to follow the numbers. That's not just new age sabermetrics. That's the way it's always been.
Listen, you talk to the people in Washington, they tell you the last 6 weeks he started to evolve a little bit, working with the hitting coach or whatever, and the stock is up on him hitting lefties.
Really? Do you have numbers to back that up?
I don't. I just talked to my guy in Washington who said don't buy into the numbers over the long haul. It's gotten better over the last 6 weeks.
Well, can you show us the work then?
I text
Show
my guys.
us that he's hitting for the last 6 weeks. Because all I could look at is the fact that he's got like a 580 OPS against lefties.
I don't know what to try. I'm just telling you what he told me. What do you want me to tell you? All right?
Well, you know what? We'll get to see it. Because he will get some at-bats against lefties. It won't be consistent, but he'll get some accidental at-bats. And if he hits lefties, he plays.
Yeah.
If he doesn't hit lefties, he doesn't play. So you've added one bat.
Yep.
What more needs to be done now for you in the next 8 hours before the trade deadline at 6 o'clock to be happy with what Brian Cashman did?
Look, I don't know what the names are going to be, and there's enough floated out there. If this team at 6 o'clock does not have a new starting catcher on it and at least one bullpen arm, the deadline's an unmitigated disaster in my mind.
Unmitigated disaster.
Yeah, despite adding Luis Garcia, because you cannot, and I love the tribute he paid to Thurman Munson. You can't be having Ali Sanchez late in these games. You can't have Austin Wells as your starting catcher right now and be a competent team. You are playing with the old National League rules of having 8 batters when you do that. So, look, whether it's the Adley Rutschman rumors that are out there, obviously we know Jeffers isn't getting moved. Evan promised.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Jeffers isn't getting moved.
Oh, really? Because
the
I
Twins
remember.
and I already apologized Friday about this. Okay.
Oh, you apologized Friday to me? I didn't hear any apology.
You weren't here, and that's not my fault.
All I know is I was adamant that as much as Ryan Jeffers felt perfect for the Yankees,
He wasn't getting moved.
I was skeptical they were going to trade him because they're in the wild card race. And then Minnesota decided to go out and buy.
Yep.
They've actually been pretty aggressive, including a deal with the Mets for A.J. Minter. So you are admitting that Ryan Jeffers is off the list and that Evan was right and Shaun was wrong?
Yes. So we'll see if you're right about Hunter Goodman.
He's not being traded either, and neither is Mason Miller.
We'll see if you're right about Ivan Herrera, who comes into town tonight with the St. Louis Cardinals.
That's right.
But we'll see. Bottom line is this: a catcher, Evan. The team cannot not add a catcher, nor can they not add at least one more bullpen arm here and make me think it's all right. I'm okay with the starting depth. I'm not going crazy. If you add one, fine. And would I like another bat? But I'm assuming you got to try to combo that bat with the catcher position right now.
Yeah, to me, the bare minimum that Brian Cashman needs to walk away with from now until 6 o'clock is a starting catcher.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. I cannot get past that trade deadline and feel comfortable going to war with Austin Wells, Ali Sanchez, and maybe the return of J.C. Escara. I can't do that. So I agree with you. Now, I think the Yankees are in a spot where Brian Cashman could make 5 or 6 trades in which you say, yeah, I love it. All kind of minor, but ways to fix some holes. I don't know if that's going to happen. I've been very bullish over the last few weeks that Cashman was going to make more than 3 moves. And I'm not going to count Naval because I think a sell-off move when you're trying to win, I'm not going to count in the Brian Cashman trade circle.
You cleared $2 million in a spot on the 40-man.
Yeah, I don't view that as a move. So far they've made one. There's one move that Brian Cashman has made. I don't know if it's going to be over 3, but the deadline can't pass with it just being Luis Garcia. It needs to be a catcher. Now, who that catcher is, you mentioned Adley Rutschman that the Orioles may deal him. He's currently on the injured list, but that would be an unbelievable fit. He's a really good defender. He's a switch hitter. He's had a good year before his injury. I don't know if the Orioles are doing that inside division. Color me skeptical.
Well, Brooks Raley just got traded inside division.
That's completely different. You know what the difference is?
That one sucks.
Well, one is a switch hitting catcher that was the number 1 overall
pick. Passed on Bobby Witt Jr. for.
That's fine. He was the number 1 overall pick. He's under team control for another year, and the Orioles are not that far back in the American League East. They could sell and still compete. They're like the Tigers who traded Skubal, yet you look at the standings and you're like, wait a second. The Tigers are only a game and a half out of a wild card spot. The Orioles right now are still like sort of in it in a weird way.
They did trade Dean Kramer.
I understand. That was to Minnesota as well, right?
Yes.
Those are the 2 buys the Twins have made. They acquired A.J. Minter and Dean Kremer. But I still remain a little skeptical they'll go inside the division. I've mentioned Tyler Stevenson of Cincinnati as a possibility.
Who had the homer over Duvall yesterday.
Yes, he did. But they have to add a catcher. I agree with you on that. I think adding a reliever would be nice. I think adding somebody that could supplant Ryan McMahon, Anthony Volpe, and Jose Caballero, the trifecta at third base and shortstop, again, it would be nice.
I think that's Lombard, though, soon.
I think it probably is. And that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Like, you can get away with not adding that player by saying, hey, we're adding George Lombard Jr. But Brian Cashman cannot leave this trade deadline.
No.
And tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Almost said something else.
You did.
Did I actually?
Yes, you did. And we will hear it Friday.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I felt violated.
I didn't mean to say that. But he's got to walk away with a catcher. And it doesn't mean that catcher is the next Johnny Bench. But right now, anybody is an upgrade over Austin Wells. Offensively. Defensively, he's fine. I thought yesterday he had one of the most important challenges of the game.
Yes.
That 1-1 pitch, I think, in the 6th inning,
yep.
which turned everything as Garrett Cole was able to try to navigate some issues. So it's not all bad with Austin Wells, but this offense is so bad that they can't live with a 520 OPS.
No.
They can't live with it.
It's a pitcher hitting, Evan. That's exactly what they've gotten from catcher.
I agree.
In fact, I'd rather Jacob deGrom up there.
Well, he was really good at the bat.
I know.
He was very good. We'll get your calls. Yankee fans, how do we feel about the Garcia trade not getting a rise, and what needs to happen in the next 7.5 hours? Toll-free numbers 888-808-1019. Plus, details have emerged on what the Mets actually got for Brooks Raley, who is now a member of the Philadelphia Phillies. We'll react to Tarek Skubal to the L.A. Dodgers. They got a lot to do over the course of the next 4 hours. But right now, it's time for the Yankee turning point of the game. Be the first call to correctly identify yesterday's turning point at 866-540-WFAN, 866-540-9326. You will receive a $100 Wendy's gift card. It's from our friends at Wendy's. Eat great even late at Wendy's. And your flagship station for New York Yankee baseball, The Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you, at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And sponsored by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
Your NFL destination station is The Fan.
Which Gino are we going to get? We're going to get the distracted one with all the stuff off the field. We're going to get the one that was, pretty decent back in Seattle a couple years ago. I don't think you'll get the one that you saw last year.
NFL MVP Boomer Esiason and Giants legend Tiki Barber hit you with the most informed opinions, taking you inside the team facility and inside the huddle like no one else can.
I hope that John Harbaugh goes hard as hell on these guys so that they're prepared for what the regular season in the NFL is.
The greats talk shop with you here all season long on your home for everything NFL. 1019 FM WFAN.
Buzzed or high, there's no difference. It's a DUI. Never drive after drinking or using cannabis. Both skew your judgment and slow your reaction time. Call a ride, crash on a couch, just don't drive. A message from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
Optimal Fibers in the house. Y'all know the number. 877-393-4448. Optimum Fiber, so fast, so fine. Got another provider leaving behind. Come on, everybody, let's get online. $30 a month, gonna blow your mind. 5 whole years, don't hesitate. Lock it in now before it's too late. 877-393-4448. Terms apply. See optimum.com for details.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
I'm Galen, co-founder of Brooklyn Solarworks. With my Chase Inc. Business Premier Card, I get unlimited 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more. So everything we buy to run our solar business gives us cash back that we put back into the neighborhood, donating solar panels to community gardens.
Chase Inc. Cashback built for every business. Find the right card at chase.com/inc. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka, or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. So it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
It's August. The dog days of summer are here.
I wonder how Nielsen Dodge can make it better.
Have a Dog Days of Summer savings event.
That's a doggone great idea.
Now that's a good girl.
You'll start feeling the vibes the minute you arrive. Fun is in the driver's seat.
Lease on new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4. Just $289 a month. Yes, just $289 a month.
There's always 0 down payment available.
The credit help you need.
More savings with your trade-in.
And of course, great deals.
Hurry to Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com.
At Nielsen Dodge,
fun is in the driver's seat.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Make this the summer event. With approval, term 36 months, due at sign, $69.82 at tax tag and DMV fees. See dealer for details.
The New York Giants are getting ready for a new season. What are your expectations for Big Blue? Join the conversation at 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
From someone named Robert Stock. They still lost 2-0 to the Marlins. They did deal Oscar Braziban to the White Sox late last night, Freddie Peralta to the Rays yesterday, and they have dealt this morning Brooks Raley to the Phillies for a guy named Spikerman and a guy named Gabrish. Those are the 2 prospects they got from the Phillies. Yankees, meanwhile, they got that 2-run home run from Jose Caballero. It's 2-1 yesterday. They beat the Cubs in Wrigley. They did add a thumper in Luis Garcia Jr. from the Nationals officially after the game. Giovanni Cruz and Jake Bird both in that deal, as we've been discussing, and all eyes are on the Yankees and catcher watch right now, and Luis Ariz is going to the Phillies.
Yes, and if you think back to last year was a little bit different because the Mets and the Yankees were both buying, and bullpen arms were the priority, and we saw both the Mets and the Yankees very aggressively add to their bullpen at the trade deadline. Well, over the weekend, one of the moves the Yankees made last year got undone because they traded Camilo Doval after spending 1 year as a New York Yankee. I want to take you back to a year ago. We reacted live on air to the Camilo Doval trade. And to say we were excited would be an understatement. Let's take a listen.
It's not a surprise, but the timing is strange. 5 minutes before the trade deadline?
No, but
Leon Rose hates baseball. That's what it comes down to.
That's unbelievable.
He's like, I ain't giving you any attention.
Also hard for Bridges to hold out when the captain of the team, sort of King Jalen Brunson, is already taking less money.
You just call him sort of King Jalen Brunson?
He's not the king.
He's
not
King
the king.
Aaron Judge.
I have in the back of my mind King Aaron Judge.
Prince Jalen Brunson.
I think I was afraid I was going to owe $1 for not calling Jalen Brunson something, so I said that.
I fooled you. It wasn't a Camilo Duvall reaction. It was you calling Jalen Brunson King Jalen Brunson.
I said sort of King. Thank you.
Kidding.
Thank you.
No, that was my fault. I said the wrong clip. I have to go find it. But we reacted.
Go find it. All right, that was the day, though.
No, it was the same day. Because what happened was it was the trade deadline last year. We were actually doing a show from Giants camp. And during the trade deadline, Mikal Bridges decided to sign his extension with the Knicks like 5 minutes before the trade deadline.
We're looking at you today, Kat.
You know what? Wouldn't that be something? So it was weird because as we're all like reacting to it, all of a sudden, we get the news that Mikal Bridges is back. Anyhow, here's what we said to the Camilo Duvall trade, and you'll hear how excited we were. It was crazy.
Just spit it out. Okay, it's Camilo Duvall. Wow. Camilo Duvall of the San Francisco Giants? Yep. Elite level closer? Yep. Was struggling early, got his job back?
Yep.
That is big.
Right at the deadline. I mean, 6 o'clock, right at the buzzer.
And he, too, has team control for multiple years.
I didn't know how to say his name. That's why I threw it to you.
What?
I didn't know how to pronounce it. I had a feeling he didn't know how to say it.
That is I'm stunned. I'm also very jealous. I mean, I know I shouldn't be. The Mets have a good bullpen, but when the Mets got Rodgers, it was like, hey, can I get Duvall in the deal? I'm like, well, they're probably not trading him. That's got to be a big return. Because if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to look it up right now, he's under team control for a few years, too.
Do they trade Devin Williams in the next 2 minutes?
I mean, does it feel like it? It feels like yes, because they keep bringing in these closers.
They totally can. Look, Duvall is signed for the next 2 years.
Oh.
So they've added now, wow, they've added 2 high-end closers, not even relievers, closers who are going to be on the team next year, too. And in Duvall's case, it's multiple years. Duvall is under team control.
I sound way too excited about it. But you know why I play that? It's a reminder for all of us. We get excited or depressed at the trade deadline. You have no freaking idea.
Yeah.
Zero clue. And I think that our reaction to Duvall, I know the Talking Yankee guys went even more crazier about it, and rightfully so. Like, I was excited about the trade, not just because for no reason. Like, I thought it was a great kind of deal, and it obviously did not work out. And no, he isn't spending multiple years with the Yankees. I was wrong on that.
Yeah, he's going to enjoy Pittsburgh at this point. But you look, in hindsight, you saw through Duvall why you should be excited at times. The problem is it's about 1 out of every 10 outings.
Yeah.
So, good riddance. See you later.
And the thing is, they were at least able, and I give GMs credit when they do this, when they just take their L instead of doubling down. Like, Camilo Duvall could have remained on this team. But Brian Cashman realized it's not working. No. Same thing with Jake Bird, who was in the deal for Luis Garcia. Like, screw it. It's not working. Let's move him out. Anyhow, let's get to your calls. 888-808-1019 is the number. Let's go to Frank in Syosset. What's up, Frank?
Yeah, good morning, guys. I like acquiring Luis Garcia, but Emmanuel Bovary said the exact opposite of what you guys said this morning about lefties and righties. He said on the air after the Yankee game yesterday that he has a 285 batting average against lefties and a 218 batting average against righties. I don't know who's, I might have heard him wrong. Who knows? But that's what I thought I heard.
You heard him wrong. His splits this season, just this season against lefties, 218, 627 OPS. Against righties, 295, 918 OPS. And 20 of his 23 home runs have come against righties. So he has just not hit left-handed pitching. Now, Shaun has made an unsubstantiated claim.
I have.
That he's been a lot better against lefties over the last month.
It's only like 50 at-bats on the year or whatever. But
I'm still waiting, Frank, for him to produce those numbers. So until then, we will remain skeptical. But yeah, his numbers scream like a platoon player. And that's okay, because you're mostly going to face righties. So it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering if you heard your friend Susan Wallman interviewed the White Sox manager last Thursday and about Cam Schlittler and what the White Sox manager said about his delivery, his follow-through to the plate. He says he crosses his body when he throws and he falls off the mound. And that's not a recipe for longevity or endurance. But Tiki's friend Cece, he had a wild delivery to the plate. It never shortened his career, right?
You know why? Because it's not an exact science. I mean, pitching is not a normal thing. I remember getting a baseball card of Doc Gooden when I was young, and my dad pointed it out. He's like, look at his shoulder as he's pitching. And it's all twisted.
Yeah.
So there isn't an exact science when it comes to that windup is going to hurt him down the road, or that windup is such a clean windup, he's going to be healthy. I thought Paul Wilson, I hate to make a reference from 80 years ago.
Generation K?
Yeah, he had like the cleanest windup of all time, and yet he needed Tommy John surgery a year into his major league career. So I wouldn't be overly concerned about that.
Yeah, plus, we like you said, our cameras are great now. I'm sure the torque on the arms felt that way when Walter Johnson was throwing 15 innings.
No, it's true. You know what pisses me off, though, about the Luis Garcia situation? Because I was thinking about it yesterday after they made the trade. And I heard Emmanuel Barbari talking about it since he made an Emmanuel reference. And that is the idea of could the Yankees consider catching Ben Rice, which would solve the controversy that could arise, no pun intended, once the Yankees are healthy. And where the Yankees, in my opinion, screwed up is Ben Rice should have been catching from April. Now, it didn't need to be every day.
Once a week.
But it should have been a once-a-week thing. There's no way on August 3rd the Yankees are going to tell Ben Rice, having this great, great season, MVP candidate, to put the tools of ignorance on for the first time this season. It's gone. And I think they missed an opportunity. If they had kept the flexibility of Rice catching just once a week, then it could have opened up the possibility of the answer being behind the plate being Ben Rice. But they closed the door in April, May, and June, and I, for the life of me, still don't understand that.
All right, so a couple things. Overall, though, I agree with you, but here's where I'll push back. I understand, though, remember where we were at leaving spring training, the biggest question about Ben Rice and playing him every day was about his defense at first base. And I truly think that's what played into it. As much as he's DH this year, I think the Yankees just didn't want him focusing on multiple positions while he was, had to be a key bat for him. And they wanted him to get down first base. And to be honest, Ben Rice has played a pretty clean first, Evan. I mean, like,
he's been okay. He's been considerably better.
That being said, this is still a team that traded for Jazz Chisholm and moved him to third base. Like, if they really had to, all things considered.
Nah, it's catcher. You can't do that in August.
Once a week, you can't catch him?
I think it's too late. I think it's something they could have done earlier in the season.
Why is it too late?
I think it's an extreme thing to now start catching once a week. Because you're talking about dealing with a pitching staff. You're talking about a lot of aspects of it that
kid went to Dartmouth.
I get it. He's a very smart kid. This should have happened in April and May. And the Yankees never gave a good reason. Because it was asked. It's not like we're bringing this up now. We're not being Monday morning quarterbacking. This was brought up in March and April. Hey, why can't Ben Rice catch? Why can't Ben Rice catch? Why can't Ben Rice catch? And here we are in August. The Yankees have an absolutely needed catcher. It's not easy trading for a catcher.
No, it ain't.
And Ben Rice is not an option. For anyone who calls up and suggests it, I wish it was an option. But I think once they decided to never put him back there in April, May, June, or July, they wiped it out. Let's go to Ryan and Patchogue. Hey, Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, Ev. My apologies.
It's all right. What's up?
So, little transfer over to METS. It's real. What was it? Steve Cohen said 3 to 5 years until we were going to get a ring.
Yeah,
never happened.
Did not work out.
Pretty much done with the honeymoon phase. Don't want to talk about what moves they could or could have not have made. I would like to know what Evan thinks should be done within the next year or two, where I could see a World Series coming before my 40th birthday.
I hate to give you like an immediate cop-out answer, but the reality is I can't give you grandiose plans until I know what the freaking CBA is going to look like.
Yep.
I mean, there's going to be a lockout. I still don't think there'll be a salary cap, but I guess in this world, you never know. So it's tough to know what the grandiose plans could be. Here's what I could tell you on August 3rd. Today's a depressing day. Now, the Mets are doing the right thing by selling off all of these pieces, especially the ones that are free agents at the end of the year. It's obviously the right thing to do. But I just read and went through and analyzed during our last commercial break their return on Brooks Raley. Brooks Raley has been a really good Met for the parts of 4 seasons he's been here. He's been really good.
Yep.
He's going to walk away with one of the best career bullpen ERAs. And to see the return that they got, John Spikerman, the 27th ranked prospect in the 20th ranked farm system of the Philadelphia Phillies, an A-ball outfielder with a 750 OPS, and Luke Gabarish, a 23-year-old right-hander with a 5 ERA. It's not to say that those guys can't blossom and become top 10 prospects, but I'm not going to lie to you and whisper sweet nothings in your ear and say, oh, this is exciting. We got Spikerman. Now, I get why they did it, and I get why the returns aren't that massive, but today's a dark day. It's a necessary day, but it's a dark day. So I ain't going to spin how exciting this is. Ooh, we got Gary Gill-Hill and Aiden Smith and Emilian Petre. None of us heard of these guys 24 hours ago.
They sound like made-up names in a video game.
Now, I hope we replay this audio 6 years from now and we're like, oh, my God, listen to all those names you guys said. That was amazing. But this sucks. This sucks. It sucks to be a bad team, and it sucks to be in the position that the Mets are in which they've got to sell guys off. And that's what they're doing.
Spikerman high A ball right now?
Yes.
What happens first, Jet playoff game or Spikerman in a Met uniform?
Is that the game you want to play?
I want to play the game. Jets are probably drafting a quarterback on the way up after this year.
So, and I've analyzed this. When you go through the prospects that you get, and obviously the Mets are not walking away with top 100 prospects, but even if they did, the odds of these guys even getting to the major leagues are very low.
And then with the Mets.
So the answer is clearly the Jets.
I love the Jets.
How can it not be the Jets?
So that should make you feel good about the trade deadline today.
These are lottery tickets. Keep that in mind. And if the Mets could hit on one or two of the 8, 9, 12, 13 guys they end up with, that would actually be considered a victory, as depressing as that is. But today's a sad day for the Mets. It's exciting for the Yankees because on these days when you get players, you usually don't freak out about what you traded. Because usually you're not trading the best of your farm system. Like, are you really freaking out about Giovanni Cruz being traded away?
No, I'm more intrigued by what they're going to do in terms of what I thought he was going to be for this team.
Yeah, and Cruz may be not even the best example because he had pitched in the major leagues.
Yeah. But like, what the other two guys? What were their names again? I heard he forgot.
You already forgot who they traded away?
Yeah, I forgot. Didn't one of the guys
Jake Bird.
No, I knew Jake Bird.
Jack Siebert, and Ben Grable.
And was Ben Grable the guy who pitched in the Futures game who replaced Legrand this year?
I'm not too sure.
I think it was.
Yeah, that's the other thing. When you get these prospects, you start to say, wait, I've heard of them in a weird way.
Yeah. That's
so
why.
One of the guys the Mets got back pitched in the World Baseball Classic for England, for Great Britain.
Is that right?
Gary Gill-Hill, the local kid from New Rochelle, who the Mets got back in the Freddie Peralta trade.
Local kid for New Rochelle pitched for England.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's another story.
I mean, my God.
And I think
what a disgrace that tournament is.
You probably watched that game.
I'm sure I did, because England had the terrible uniforms.
And I think Gary Gill-Hill pitched well for like an inning or two, and then eventually,
Any relation to Glenn Allen?
No relation to Glenn Allen.
I just figured using the two names there before we got the Hill, maybe.
Gary Gill-Hill? That's a great name, too. Will we call him GGH if he becomes a star?
GGH. That sounds like a grandmother.
GGH?
Yeah.
Why would you call your grandma GGH?
You know what Gigi is?
No.
Gigi's great-grandma.
Wasn't Gigi like a bad movie?
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, G. Lee. That was the J-Lo movie. It was considered... Wait, is that the movie? Yeah, G. Lee. Was it G. Lee a movie?
It sounds right.
I think it was a Jennifer Lopez movie.
I'm picturing Joe Giglio now.
Joe Giglio? Yeah. The guy who works Sports Talk Radio in Philadelphia?
Was once a host here, if I mind you.
Yeah, but he's a star in Philadelphia. No one thinks of him working here.
I do, because I used to produce for him.
I got you.
When you say Giglio.
Gotcha. Let's go to Joe in Cranford. Hey, Joe.
Last week, Joe Girardi expressed real concern about adding a catcher to a pitching staff that's doing so well right now. What do you guys think about that?
I heard Girardi say this. That was during Friday's game. Look, here's the way I would look at it. If this becomes a mega problem, I'll deal with that. The bigger problem on the team right now is the fact that the catching position can't hit. Like, I also trust the fact that Cole and Fried especially are such professional pitchers that, like, you take two starts, you figure out a way to get on page with a catcher.
I think it depends on the catcher you're acquiring. So I mentioned Tyler Stevenson as an option a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
His pitch framing numbers are awful, but I don't know, as a veteran catcher, is he someone who has good relationships with pitchers and can easily join a staff and click with them? It's tough to know. But I think that's an aspect that needs to be analyzed, but it's certainly not a reason to go get a catcher because the lack of offense is unacceptable from that position. So I think it depends on which catcher you get, how smooth they are, developing relationships with the pitchers on your staff. But I also trust your staff. I mean, Garrett Cole, you would think, could take any catcher, put his arm around them, and make it work. Same with Max Fried. This is a veteran-laden rotation, so I don't think that adjustment would be a massive problem.
I agree. And there was a time the Yankees did trade for Pudge Rodriguez at the deadline.
They did do that.
Just fine.
How'd that work out? What year was that?
That was 2000. Was it 6?
No. 2006 they traded for Pudge? I got to look that up now. The Yankees have I'm going to tell you the answer right now. I have the answer. 2008. Very good. And that was a year where it didn't work out because they missed the playoffs.
But he caught well.
Well, he didn't hit well. He had a
Right.
negative WAR, and he had 219 with a 580 OPS.
Yes, but I believe he was pretty good throwing out runners still or whatever. Either way, I can't believe how long ago that is.
Yeah, and that was an actual trade acquisition in a year in which it didn't work.
No.
Because it was one of the rare years where the Yankees missed the playoffs.
Closed out the old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
It's funny with the Mets, you say a year, if it's a playoff year, it jumps out at all of us as, oh, that was a playoff year. With the Yankees, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the year they didn't make it.
Yeah. The non-playoff years jump out at you. Tom is calling from Cornwall, New York. Hey, Tom.
Ev, how you doing today? That time of year again where I want to call about Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan.
Yes, go.
They're not.
I am so
they're not
frustrated.
trading him though. The Guardians are trying to win the American League Central.
I can't believe 12 months have passed and we're having the same argument.
Yes, because we're the same team. It's so frustrating. We are so arrogant. We are going to double down on our analytics and get a guy who's got one good year on the back of his card, and he doesn't walk, and he's not a contact guy, but we're going to go and add that, and it doesn't fit us positionally. What are we doing?
Yeah, but here's
what
why.
are we doing?
I'll tell you why I disagree with you. First of all, Stephen Kwan's not available, number one. Number two, he's not having a great year.
He's not.
At all. And I think you're shortchanging what Garcia brings. I admit that the position fit doesn't work. I remember bringing this up about Arise 2 weeks ago to you guys saying, hey, the one negative is, what do you do position-wise? Do you play him at second and move Jazz to third base? Do you DH Arise? What do you do? Garcia is very similar in that they play those two positions, first base and second base. But he leads the National League in slugging percentage. He's at 23 home runs. And right now, the New York Yankees offense is in no position to be choosy about the fit.
You can't thumb your nose at it.
Like, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, since the middle of June, which is a pretty big sample size, this is the worst offense in Major League Baseball. The Mets score more runs than the New York Yankees over the last 2 months. So, yeah, it would be great if Luis Garcia could slide over to third base and play really good defense over there. That would be great. It's just not the case.
No.
So for now, I think the fit makes sense because there is no Stanton and there is no DH spot being clogged. And if you run into the good problem where Stanton and Judge are healthy, trust me, we'll figure it out. You will figure it out.
We bet Luis.
For now, it's just improving this offense.
We betting him to hit a home run tonight?
Is he going to be in the lineup tonight?
We're facing a righty.
Yeah, but sometimes it takes a couple of days.
Hold on now. That trade everybody knew about by 4 o'clock yesterday. You're in what? Were they in D.C. yesterday?
What?
Where were the
I
Nationals
think
yesterday?
they were in D.C. yesterday. Let me double check that.
I made it to Giants and Commanders back and forth for a 1 o'clock game in one day. If Luis Garcia is not right in the middle of the Yankee lineup tonight, I'll be furious.
There's families involved. You know.
Families, get your ass on an Amtrak.
They were in Atlanta, so a little bit further.
Okay.
They were in the A.
That's a 2-hour flight.
But I think it's
You're the
also-
Yankees. Get them here.
So you would say that Luis Garcia makes a bad first impression if he's not in the lineup tonight?
Dude, this can't be one of those. Very nasty. He'll be available off the bench late. We're hot pressing his uniform. He's in an Uber over from LaGuardia. No. He should be here now. It's Atlanta. There's 50 flights a day.
Do I think Garcia hits a home run in his first game as a Yankee?
I think he does.
I'll couch it that way. Right. No, I think he's going to get off to a bad start.
Really?
I think he'll be fine. I think ultimately, you'll look back at the move and say, that's cool. But I think he's going to get off to a slow start. I think the other aspect of this trade, which we haven't brought up, and maybe it's because you're not thinking about it that much, is he is a natural replacement for Jazz Chisholm in free agency.
Yes, he can play second, yeah.
Yeah, the assumption is Jazz isn't coming back, that he'll be gone at the end of this season. Garcia's played second base. He's played first base. He's not a great defender at any position, but he is signed next year. He's going to be on the team next year. And you're obviously not going to clog up the DH spot. I think you want to continue to play Ben Rice at first base as often as possible.
Yeah.
He is the first baseman for the future. So I think there's a really good chance that Luis Garcia is the cheaper replacement for Jazz Chisholm at second base in whatever form of a season we get in 2027.
I can't deny that. Would make a ton of sense, and I'd be all about it. And again, you'd have a whole offseason to figure that out.
Let's go to Kevin and Mawa. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
No problem.
Hey, what's your, put aside health, put aside position, what's your best Yankee lineup right now?
Wait,
on paper?
when they're healthy or the current status of the New York Yankees, like the current guys who are healthy?
No, everyone's healthy. Forget about position. Forget about health. Just what's your best lineup?
Well, this is where Shaun Morash
boy.
is going to have a field day. And this was the point he tried to make on social media and got ridiculed by everybody as an idiot. And this is why WFAN sucks and all that kind of stuff. the best lineup would somehow feature Giancarlo Stanton playing the outfield.
Well, dude, yeah, I'm thinking
because
about
then you could have an outfield of Bellinger, Stanton, and Judge with Garcia DHing, Ben Rice at first base, Jazz at second base, and then obviously some combination or trifecta of Caballero, McMahon, Volpe, or Lombard filling out shortstop and third base.
I'm doing this right now.
Yeah, no, but you're right in that the best lineup would feature that outfield. But where Shaun screwed up and where Shaun is wrong, and I have been a big proponent of Stanton playing the outfield because I've made the case he never gets hurt playing the outfield. And obviously, Aaron Boone gave in last year with the Aaron Judge situation where Judge was forced to DH. And Giancarlo did play 30 games in the outfield last year, 25 in right, 5 in left. The problem with this argument now is that he's dealing with a calf issue and hasn't played in months. So there's no way he's coming off the IL and you're like, all right, G, get out there and play right field. That's not happening.
Of course it's not happening, but if he's hitting this week, and again, he could have a setback at any moment. I took yesterday's news about Giancarlo Stanton as a positive and went, all right, we need him to hit or whatever. They're going to start workshopping him in. You picture he should be back. If all went well, he should be back in 3 weeks. 3 weeks takes you to mid-October. You spend 3 weeks playing before you start realizing what's going on with Judge. They could spend the last 2 weeks of the season throwing Stanton around the outfield a little bit and playing him in right because to get your best lineup out there. That being said, I have it. I have it.
Go ahead.
Judge leads off in center field.
Lead off. Oh, you're speaking dirty to me
Ben
right
Rice
now.
bats second as your first baseman. Cody Bellinger bats third as your left fielder. Garcia DHs cleans up. Giancarlo in right bats fifth. Jazz, the second baseman, bats sixth. George Lombard is the short, bats seventh. Ryan McMahon, your third baseman, bats eighth. Austin Wells, your catcher, bat ninth.
Very good lineup, by the way.
That's a better Yankee lineup. Yeah.
Well, here's the crazy thing about the Yankee lineup. And obviously right now they're without a lot of those guys you mentioned.
Yeah.
Bellinger,
And I put Grisham on the bench because that's where he belongs.
Totally get it. The Yankees had statistically the number one offense in the American League prior to these injuries. So, and I know that it didn't feel that way because a lot of Yankee fans still said, hey, they're kind of a bully offense. They tack on runs. They're not a consistent offensive team. The numbers are the numbers, as much as people hate them. They had the best offense in the American League. So when they're healthy, we know what they're capable of. I just don't think, if we're being realistic, it's August 3rd. We have no timetable on Stanton. We have no timetable on Judge. All we know is Stanton is going to see live hitting this week against Carlos Rodon and Clark Schmidt, which is great. That's a great sign. He still needs to run. He still needs to move. Stanton's not back before September 1st. It's not happening. He's going to be playing in a major league game in the month of August?
I mean, they may DH him and forego rehab games,
I'd be very surprised if we see him before September 1st. And forget Judge. I mean, there's really no timetable on him. I continue to be surprised if we see him in the regular season the way things are going.
I'm shocked at how many people at this point, as we reach August 3rd, are counting on Aaron Judge's return. Well, that's one of those things. If it happens right at the end of the season, you enjoy it. But time is against us now at this point with the imaging. Yeah, was it yesterday we found out we don't even have another word on when the next imaging's coming out?
We don't.
So, I mean, again, how are we going based on healing, then the ramp up, then all of that? I mean, it's August 3rd. When do you think you're seeing this guy?
No, do you remember when we did our long-term predictions on Aaron Judge? Do you remember?
I don't, actually.
Well, that's the good thing about long-term predictions. You forget about it so that when we play it upon the return of a player, it's like, oh, that's crazy. But I remember saying he's going to miss the regular season and his first game will be in the postseason. And I kind of feel that's what's going to happen because Aaron Judge won't miss the playoffs. He'll do anything to play in the postseason. And that may mean rushing himself back just to be ready for October. But that
don't you think they'd play him the last weekend of the regular season if he was that close?
I think they would love to, just to get him some at-bats. But then if you're rushing him back, is he capable of playing the outfield? That's why when he asks, hey, what's the ideal Yankee lineup when everyone's healthy? I don't know what everyone healthy looks like.
Yes, I completely agree, which is, again, why I say if Stanton comes back September 1st, you have a month to figure it out. They just did it last year. It's like Stanton injuries or anything new. Don't be shocked if they put him out in right field.
We'll continue to keep you posted on the trade deadline. If you're just tuning in, Luis Arise traded to the Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets trade Brooks Raley to the Philadelphia Phillies for 2 low-level minor leaguers. The trade deadline is 6 o'clock tonight. More of your calls coming up. Plus, what do we think about what happened with Tarek Skubal going to the L.A. Dodgers and all the conspiracy theories around it? We'll get to it coming up. It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash. Tiki taking today off. Contractors, when deadlines are tight, you need a supplier that moves like you do. Windorama keeps the Northeast's largest in-stock selection of Anderson windows, patio doors, and storm doors ready for same-day pickup or next-day delivery. Need custom assemblies? They build them in-house to keep your jobs on track. And with Rama Rewards for pros, earn up to 2% back, plus perks like free delivery. Window-Rama. That's your pro team. Visit windowrama.com to learn more.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
12 years after picking Jadeveon Clowney with the first overall pick of the 2014 draft, the Texans have brought Clowney home, signing him to a one-year deal. And Clowney's going to join an absolutely stacked defense that features Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. And if this defense in Houston stays healthy this year, and they get even average quarterback play out of C.J. Stroud, the Texans could make the Super Bowl out of the AFC. I'm Nick Costos.
When you've got real work to do, metal supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the New York community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Listen to MLB Insider Calls on WFAN all season long. Presented by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
This summer, cool down with Dunkin' Refreshers. Sip on a black cherry or try the all-new pink pineapple. Or try one of their flavorful fan favorites like mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. All of them are ice cold and refreshing. Dunkin' Refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. A whole lot of flavor and very refreshing. It's a sip of summer, only at Dunkin'. Dunkin' Refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. You know, after years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. Red Pocket Mobile gives you 3 major 5G networks to choose from. Switching cities? Switch your network. That's like calling your own Audible. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve. But my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, $1 small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, New Jersey, Powerball's up to $748 million. If you win, you're going to need to buy a bigger piggy bank. Get your ticket at a New Jersey lottery retailer today.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Before we get back to all your telephone calls, Yankee fans reacting to what they've done and what they should do over the next 7 hours, let's all try. It's not easy, but let's try to be intellectually honest with ourselves about what happened over the weekend with the Los Angeles Dodgers and Tarek Skubal. So let's act like this is a truth-telling place where we can reveal our deepest and darkest secrets. I will start, and I know Shaun agrees with me, and he should repeat the same thing. Quote, I am jealous of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Your turn.
Yeah, I'm jealous of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
We all are jealous of the Los Angeles Dodgers. We root for teams that play in New York City. We have high payrolls. We supposedly can develop prospects in the exact same way that the Dodgers do. And so all of us could have traded for Tarek Skubal. All of us could also sign free agents whenever the hell we want. We're not fans of the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're not fans of the A's. We're fans of the Yankees and the Mets. And if the Mets or the Yankees were doing the exact same thing to a T that Andrew Friedman and the LA Dodgers were doing, we would be loving it. So let's quit our bitching. That's number one. Let's just get that out there, because anyone who says otherwise, if you're a Yankee fan or a Met fan, you're lying. Why are you raising your hand like we're in elementary school?
For the YouTube audience, can I just ask you, who's actually bitching about the Los Angeles Dodgers?
I think plenty of people are. You need me to cite you examples?
No, well, prove it. No, I think people are more bitching at just the idea that it's come to this in Major League Baseball than they are. The Dodgers aren't doing anything wrong because there's no rules against it.
Okay, so you want baseball to do what? Like have a salary cap? We're fans of the Mets and the Yankees. This is supposed to be our advantage. In fact, it's been our advantage for years.
Yeah.
You more so longer than I have. And now you want to kill it because the Dodgers are really, really, really good at it?
I can't speak for anybody, but I've been long pro salary cap over a decade now. So, and that's me as a Yankee fan.
May I also ask you how this trade that they made on Saturday has anything to do with the salary cap?
I'm glad you asked, Evan.
That's why I asked it. I need to be informed. Teach me, Master Shaun.
Because here's how it involves the salary cap. Number one, first and foremost, I know he hasn't broken off his big deal yet, but usually in a deal like this, instead of just dumping prospects, there would either need to be a third team involved or another deal where there's some kind of salary dump off in exchange. Number two, if there were a salary cap and we knew that the talent was a little more dispersed, I think other teams may have been a little more aggressive in adding Tarek Skubal with the belief, I think we'll be able to find a way to sign him.
That's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
Now, you're really searching here.
I'm not searching here.
We don't know how teams would react with a salary cap. We also don't know if there'll ever be a salary cap.
I know. But how can you say we don't know? We watch other three sports operate this way.
If anything, the uncertainty around the labor and the CBA should have made the Brewers and the Rays more aggressive in trading for Tarek Skubal. And for whatever reason, they weren't. Now, if you want to tell me there's a conspiracy going on that Rob Manfred has told the Brewers and the Rays and everyone else, hey, just let Skubal go to the Dodgers because we're going to win this PR battle with people like you that are going to say even more so, oh, boy, we need a salary cap. The Dodgers traded for Skubal, even if their trade for Skubal had nothing to do with the salary cap. If you want to sell me on that conspiracy, you can try. You can try that. But don't tell me that if there was a salary cap. Like, you don't know what baseball would be like with a salary cap.
I know that the Dodgers probably wouldn't be in position right now to be making that deal. I mean, they have more than enough.
They traded young prospects to get him. Now, what's crazy to me is those prospects were acquired in other trades. Like, the top guy in this trade, Zaire Hope, was traded for when they dealt Michael Bush to the Cubs.
Yes, okay, so they've done a good job accumulating prospects. But effing.
So they're really good at it. They're better than we are at it.
You know, listen, Skubal's a different case, but you know why teams, if they know a big dog is lurking that they can't truly beat if they add this? You feel like the Nets when they got Garnett and Pierce. Who's going to be the sacrificial lamb to go trade a bunch of young prizes to go after something, to go after somebody that you can't beat?
Come on, that's not the reason. You think that's why the Milwaukee Brewers, who right now are ahead of the Dodgers, didn't trade for Skubal because they're like, well, we can't beat the Dodgers anyway?
I think
that's a horrible attitude. They would have had a rotation of the Miz and Skubal. I mean,
I think they're being smart. I think their prospects, they look at it and go, if we trade for this guy, we know we're not signing him only for him to then we lose our prospects and sign with our biggest competition in the NL. That's bad business.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows that Skubal's signing with the Dodgers. It's bad business to trade prospects for him. It's inevitable. And it's inevitable because there's no salary cap.
Now, when the Dodgers signed Kyle Tucker, I made this point that, and this is far different than what Gio has said and what KFC have said. I think they both have talked about how, like, and I don't want to put words in either of their mouths, so if I'm incorrect about this, maybe I'm thinking of others, that MLB would want the Dodgers to get all of these players and maybe even orchestrate the Dodgers to get all these players because they can win the PR battle over simpletons like you.
Oh, I'm a simpleton.
See, we need a salary cap. Look, the Dodgers got this guy and that guy. I do not think that Rob Manfred had any involvement in the Dodgers acquiring Tarek Skubal. I don't think that the Tigers purposely traded him to the Dodgers because ownership wants a salary cap. I do not believe that the Brewers purposely said we're not trading prospects because we want there to be a salary cap. But what I do believe is this. Rob Manfred is sitting there in his ivory tower and applauding when the Dodgers make moves like this because he knows the PR battle is easier to win as the Dodgers get fatter and stronger, even if this move has nothing to do with the salary cap. So I half believe the conspiracy theory. I don't think MLB's orchestrating it, but I don't think MLB hates it. I think if you could get truth serum to Rob Manfred, he'd say this is going to make our PR battle easier. And remember, they're having a PR battle. Major League Baseball is putting out ads on MLB.tv promoting a salary cap.
Yeah, and they have to do that because they have shills like you who shill for the owners.
What? No, I shill for the players.
Yeah,
get my shilling right.
Shilling for the players.
Yes. I don't shill for the players. I just have to counterbalance around here who does shill for the owners. We have a few guys who do.
Okay.
One guy, well, actually, both of them I've worked with.
Okay, Craig and
Tiki.
Oh, good
point. They're both so pro-owner. And Tiki don't make any sense to me because he was a former player.
Should that tell you something?
What does it tell me?
That he understands what's right and what's wrong and what's broken in Major League Baseball. I just don't look. If you want to say it's not directly tied to money, I think it's tied to the fact that teams don't believe they could sign Skubal, and this goes well beyond it. I don't understand how you could be a conscious Major League Baseball fan, look at what the Dodgers are doing, and don't think Major League Baseball is extremely broken. And it doesn't mean it's also not broken from the Rays and the Pirates and those owners of the world as well. But this system is fundamentally broken. And I got to be honest, as much as we're all excited for the deadline, if you didn't go to bed Saturday night as a Major League Baseball fan knowing Skubal was on the Dodgers with a little bit of this sport sucks in your head, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it dampened my mood on the Yankees all weekend, and they don't even play in the same league.
I think it's actually better for the Yankees that Skubal went to the Dodgers than he went to the Brewers.
Oh, stop it. So when they're starting Carlos Rodon in a Game 4 versus Yamamoto because now he's their fourth starter, and play along, but you get the point.
Play along? No, I'm saying because the Dodgers, even though I've been wrong the last 2 years about the Dodgers.
Yoshi Yamamoto.
In that they've gotten in the World Series 2 years in a row. It's baseball. They can very easily get picked off in the divisional series.
They can't easily get picked off.
Of course they can.
Shohei Ohtani.
So frustrated with this argument. It's a nice calm down. I'm not going to yell and scream. Whenever you say, Every year you do this with the Dodgers. They could get. It's baseball.
I've been wrong the last 2 years, by the way.
Here's how you know they can't easily get picked off, Evan.
Why is that?
Because think of how many times the Blue Jays felt like they had the World Series won last year. Was that easy? The Blue Jays should have won the World Series last year, and you can't kill a team this deep with talent when Andy Pages is like their worst player.
But Sean,
he's making these plays.
Sean, the Dodgers have won 100 games 5 times in the last decade.
Yeah.
And those 5 years were not their championship seasons.
Okay, but you got
like they won
forget the last 10 years.
111 games in 2022, and they got knocked off in the divisional series. This team's not winning 111 games.
No.
So I know that the last 2 years are easy to
You got to
think
go
they're
PO,
unbeatable.
man. It's PO. Forget the last 10
What
years.
does that mean, PO?
Post-Otani. The moment that deferral money started with Otani and everything else that's fallen in line after, the post-Otani signing with the Dodgers era. Forget the last 10 years.
But they easily could have been beaten in 24 and 25.
Stop saying easily.
The
They
Padres-
weren't. If they could have easily been beaten, the Padres had them in a game 5 do or die. The Blue Jays had it last year. Was any of that easily? No, they couldn't easily because they don't die.
What would you bet with me that the Dodgers are not getting to the World Series? Would you make a bet with me?
Yeah, you
I
already
get
got
the
me in
feel.
What I got to buy now an Igor Joman jersey on top of the McHale Browns. What do you want to do?
Yes, yeah, give me another jersey. I'll get your daughter's net jerseys if the Dodgers get to the World Series. And if the Dodgers don't get to the World, I have the field, so it could be anybody. It could be the Brewers,
What
could
do
be the Phillies.
you want, man? You know, I'm on the ropes, so what do you want? They're going to the World Series, so what do you want? That's why, by the way, cute deadline, Phillies. You got no shot.
All right, you win. The Dodgers win the pennant. I'll get your daughter's any Nets or Giants jersey of their choosing. If the Dodgers don't get to the World Series, my boys will get the quarterback that the Jets bring in next year, their jerseys.
I like that. It's like putting a deal on credit. You know what? I like that, Evan.
Like the Dodgers.
Yes, I'm in.
I'm the Dodgers.
I'm in.
Now, the conspiracy, you do believe or don't believe? Do you think baseball is kind of like, yeah, let's get him to the Dodgers so that we can win this PR battle?
I hate to align in a brain with you. No, I don't think that anybody called up the Tigers and said, don't trade him here because we want him here. But I do think to that point, I think Rob Manfred looked at this and went, here we go again. Everybody's going to side with us. So I do believe that that's the case.
You want me to give you a side conspiracy theory
All right.
involving the New York Mets?
Okay.
Do you think Steve Cohen wants a salary cap?
I kind of think he does.
I don't think he does.
Okay.
I don't think he does. But fine. You think he does? I don't think he does. But I also think Cohen knows he can't be the owner that stands against it.
Yeah.
He's still kind of new to this. So what does Steve Cohen do at the trade deadline? He takes all his assets and sends it to small market teams.
That's
right?
funny. Yes, help him
Minnesota,
out.
Tampa Bay. The White Sox are like sort of a small market team, not the market, but the franchise. Obviously, Brooks Raley to the Phillies kind of ruins that. But yeah, that's my counterbalance. That Steve Cohen is saying, all right, I really don't want a salary cap. How about I help a small market team possibly go on a deep run and win?
I love that.
You like that one,
I
right?
do love that. Yeah. And as far as Steve Cohen goes, I think Steve Cohen, I don't even think he's being honest with every owner on how he feels. But my guess would be 5 years into however many years this has been, and he obviously loves that he won that, the Soto bidding war. I think there's a piece of Steve Cohen who looks at the baseball business right now with the Mets and goes, I kind of wish I wasn't looked at as the guy that has to spend every last dollar right now. I think the Steve Cohen we know now has probably changed with good reason with what's happened over 5 years.
888-808-1019. Ed is in Jackson Heights. What's up, Ed?
Hello, Evan.
Hello, Ed.
How are you?
Good.
To me, the one trade that mattered was who was Tariq Skubal going to go to?
Right.
And who did he go to? The Dodgers. I'm going to say this. There's 29 teams in Major League Baseball, and I'm not a Dodger fan.
Right.
I follow what they do. And then there's the Los Angeles Dodgers. And this is not just this year or the last off season when they got Michael Tucker for $60 million a year for 4 years. This goes back 7 to 8 years. What the Dodgers do better than anybody else, they're first among equals. They deal at the top of the market. They're not worried about who a shortstop. They're not worried about who the reliever is unless he's elite. They worry about the top of the market. Otani, Freeman, Betts when he was the best player in the game. And then what they do also is their talent that they bring up from their system. Will Smith behind the plate.
Yeah.
Tommy Edman, who was not, they got him for Cardinals.
That's a great call because Tommy Edman obviously was the NLCS MVP, and that was almost an afterthought trade.
Savvy trade, yep.
What they do a million things so well. That's why I admit I'm jealous of them. I hate the LA Dodgers.
It's not just about money making. They make great, smart trades, too.
Look at if you believe it was a conspiracy, then you're not going to hear what I want to say. If you believe that the Dodgers made a lesser offer than the Brewers and the Rays, and the Tigers were under some weird pressure to accept that offer, then what I'm about to say is going to be nothing to you. But if you actually take at face value that as unappealing as that trade was, the Tigers felt, a smart organization felt, this is the best we can get. Listen to what I have to say. The two biggest prospects in that trade were not drafted by the Dodgers. They were acquired in separate trades. They traded Michael Busch to the Cubs. He's turned into a very solid player. The top prospect they got back, Zaire Hope, was the key to this trade. The other deal that they made, I think, was trading a guy named Matt Beatty and getting back a young player that helps them in this trade. They're very good at this. Their talent evaluation has been awesome. This is not like the NBA where you got to pick at the top of the draft. And it's not just their drafting. It's just they develop enough appealing prospects. I think back
to identifying other prospects.
No doubt. I think back to 2021. This is before the Dodgers started winning anything. They traded for Max Scherzer and Trey Turner at the trade deadline. And it wasn't just Trey Turner. He had a year left of control, and Scherzer was a free agent, who they ended up losing. They ended up losing him to the Mets, of all teams. And I look back at the prospects they gave up. Keibert Ruiz, Josiah Gray.
Yeah.
That's it. But at the time, that was the return. So Andrew Friedman has developed a good enough farm system where they have the top-ranked farm system. So not only are they spending at the top of free agency and signing Edwin Diaz and Kyle Tucker, and no biggie that both guys have failed, but signing Freddie Freeman and trading and signing Mookie Betts, but having the players to trade for Mookie Betts. The Dodgers, in truly every shape, are what we want our teams to be.
Yeah, because now they're just a machine. That's the other part of the Dodgers right now, where he goes, well, eventually these guys will age out. It just feels like it's going to be rinse and repeat. I have no doubt when Freddie Freeman is washed in 2 years, they're going to be just fine at first base. Also, I have some minor Yankee news.
Is it a trade?
It's not a trade, but it's interesting.
Okay.
Do you trust John Heyman?
Of course. He made one mistake where he called him arson judge.
Well, this is really important because we kind of have a source off back and forth that's now swung the other way.
We have a source off? Who's John Heyman contradicting? And before you even tell me the news, I'll tell you who I believe.
Contradicting everybody that contradicted Bob Nightingale.
Well, okay. You got to explain this because now I'm confused and I'm sure the audience is confused.
John Heyman has tweeted in the last 10 minutes, the Padres did decline an offer of Will Warren plus a prospect for setup man extraordinaire Adrian Morejon. Morejon, yeah. Bob Nightingale reported last night. Bob got basically dragged for it. Everybody saying, no, it was the other way around. Well, John has now come out in the last 10 minutes saying, no. The Yankees were willing to give up Will Warren in all those years of control for a setup man. So what do you think of that?
That the Yankees made the offer?
The Yankees made the offer, and the Padres did decline it. That Bob Nightingale was right.
Well, so are you asking me my opinion on the sources or the trade? Because I don't care about the sources.
Okay, forget the sources.
Who cares about them?
The point is, everybody laughed at Bob Nightingale yesterday.
Well, because Bob's got a bad track record.
But now, knowing that Heyman said it, do we further believe this?
No, I believe John.
Okay.
And by the way, that trade on a lot of levels makes sense because you're adding a top reliever or a very good reliever. And the Yankees are dealing from a position of strength. Right now, their starting pitching is a major, major strength. Now, I'm not in a rush to trade Will Warren because you never have enough starting pitching.
Right, that's what I was going to say, though. To trade the years of control for Will Warren for a setup man? Is this going to be Duvall 2.0?
Well, I think Morash has been more consistent than Duvall.
It's not like I've seen Morash pitch a lot out in San Diego, so I can't really comment.
And I think that there's a skepticism on how much longer is Hedrick going to be this good. He's been an unbelievable reliever this year. But is this going to continue? Morash, over the last 3 years, is one of the more consistent relievers in baseball.
I do wonder, though, if they're going to trade for Morash, if they were willing to give up a Will Warren, go that heavy, if it tells me they're also looking to heavily or use LaGrange in a big deal somewhere else, maybe Adley Rutschman or something like that as well. But to offer that up and have it decline back, it tells you how serious the Yankees are as far as adding a bullpen on.
Milton is in Brooklyn. Hey, Milton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good job.
What's up?
I need you to explain something to me because growing up as a Yankee fan, jealousy was, Met fans saying you guys buy your teams. And what Steinbrenner did was he spent the money that he made. And then you had a whole bunch of teams, and you could look it up, that made more money than him and kept it and put it in their pocket. That's not breaking the rules. That's the Yankees being the evil empire, spending money they actually made.
Right.
So I need you to explain to me when people on this radio station and other people that hate the Yankees are saying that the Dodgers are the new Yankees. How is that possible when you're telling me that this $700 million pay me 10 years from now, to me, is the only reason why the Dodgers have been able to create this super team and win World Series?
No, I disagree with that.
One guy.
I disagree
now,
with that.
let
They won more than 100 games prior to Ohtani getting here. Like I definitely think I think that contract helps. I'm not trying to minimize it, but let's not act like that's what built this. Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts were here before Ohtani got here. No, it didn't.
Okay, but it took them over the top to win. They were always falling short besides the COVID year.
Yes.
And it would have happened the last 2 years without that. All right, let me ask you a question, though. How come the union stopped A-Rod from going to the Red Sox? Because, it was because he was going to take a pay cut.
I'll tell you why.
This to happen.
I have an answer for all of this. I'll tell you why. Because A-Rod was giving back money. Ohtani is not giving back money. In fact, if you have the money, what Ohtani's doing is brilliant. Mm-hmm. What he's doing is brilliant. If you're willing to wait and be patient on collecting your money.
Yeah, you're still getting it.
Yeah, in fact, you're going to get more of it, I think, in a weird way.
More Shaun of it.
Very nice. So the difference with A-Rod is Alex was so desperate to leave Texas, he was willing to give back money on his contract, which the union was never going to go for. Again, the Ohtani move was monstrous. I'm not trying to shortchange it, but I want to remind you, in the year before Ohtani went there, they won 100 games. The year before that, they won 111 games. The year before that, they won 106 games. Now, I agree that deferring that contract and having a player as good as Ohtani, of course, has been incredibly helpful.
Yeah,
but
and
let's
it's
not
also helpful when Yamamoto goes there after, probably because Ohtani's there.
1,000%. I'm not minimizing that stuff. I'm just reminding you that the Dodgers were a machine before that. They just weren't winning in the postseason. That was the big difference. They were winning more in the regular season. And as far as the Yankee-Dodger argument goes, look, if there are Met fans that used to bitch about the Yankees buying championships and now they're not bitching about the Dodgers buying championships, go have a fight with them. But I haven't heard that around here. Like, I know since I was a kid, as much as I dislike the Yankees, I never accused them of buying anything.
Right. They also never bought championships.
No, not like the Dodgers have.
In fact, in their era of really heavy spending, that was the lull where they didn't win championships.
What the Yankees did in the late 90s, and I brought this up last year after the Dodgers won, almost like I was taunting the Dodgers. And I'm really not. I'm just being an umpire. I'm calling it like it is because I have no love lost for either of these franchises. I'm just being honest. The Yankees built this incredible core through their farm system and then spent wildly around it. The Dodger core was bought.
Yeah.
Like
Will
to a
Smith's
T.
like the only guy who was
Andy Pajes now, who's had a great year, but Ohtani bought. Betts trade signing, bought. Freeman signing, bought. Snell bought. Glass now bought. Like, it goes on and on. And I'm not putting them down for it.
No.
I'm just saying that they were built in a much more financial way than the Yankees were.
And they're so financially driven that they could just wash away controversies. Ohtani, pay it off.
That's not the only one.
Edwin Diaz, cockfighting, and now the owner right now.
And now the owner. They've got 3 controversies that for whatever reason just go away.
Amazing.
Like, we don't talk about that.
Amazing. Meanwhile, it's a speeding ticket for Geno Smith. The Jets can't shake it.
Yeah, you're right about that. We'll get back to your calls coming up at 888-808-1019. Plus, the Mets finally moved on from Freddie Peralta. What did everybody around here say when the Mets first traded for Freddie Peralta? Was there skepticism? Were people excited? We'll check in on that coming up in a few minutes. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And also sponsored by the Flushing Bank, a division of Ocean First Bank.
Save smarter and enjoy more with the great CD rates offered by Flushing Bank, a division of Ocean First Bank. Whether you're planning ahead or growing your savings, now is a great time to lock in a competitive rate. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
It's the Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
The dude has done nothing but win. And to have him come in off of the lousy coaching this team has had for a decade and say there shouldn't be any expectation of anything better, forget all his winning, forget his culture building, forget all of that. He's blown leads in the fourth quarter just like Dable did, I think is a short-sighted argument.
Get the Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
This summer, cool down with Dunkin' Refreshers. Sip on black cherry or try the all-new pink pineapple. Or try one of their flavorful fan favorites like mango pineapple or strawberry dragon fruit. All of them are ice cold and refreshing. Dunkin' Refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. A whole lot of flavor and very refreshing. It's a sip of summer, only at Dunkin'. Dunkin' Refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
Fans, arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 8th for the 78th Annual Old Timers Day presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. After the Old Timers Day ceremony and game conclude, stick around to see your Bronx Bombers take on Atlanta. Get your Saturday, August 8th Old Timers Day tickets presented by Fresh Direct at Yankees.com/tickets today.
We spend all year watching the pros make their big plays, but what about your own highlight reel? The Ford Summer Sales Event is on now. With great offers on their legendary truck lineup. You could be hitching jet skis to a Ranger and owning the lake, parking that city-friendly Maverick with supplies for a weekend project, or why not become the MVP of the campground with a Ford F-150 that not only tows a trailer, but powers the entire campsite with its Pro Power on board. Don't just have a great summer, make it one for the books. Check out the Ford Summer Sales Event going on right now.
BetMGM Sportsbook knows baseball season is in full swing, and BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball, is giving players another reason to watch their favorite team. Make every strikeout, stolen base, and home run mean even more with an odds boost token. It's easy to use. All you have to do to take your extra shot at extra winnings is log into your existing BetMGM account. Then, make any qualifying MLB bet and activate your token. If your bet wins, you'll receive extra winnings. Ready to take your excitement into extra innings? Log into BetMGM to get your MLB odds boost token and give your next baseball bet a boost. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more, so you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Right now, you can grab a full breakfast at Dunkin' for $6. That's 2 wake-up wrap sandwiches and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for just $6. It's quick, easy, and it covers your whole morning, all in one stop. Did I mention it's filling and delicious, too? Because it is. It's a full breakfast, a great value, and it just makes mornings easier. So next time you're at Dunkin', don't overthink it. Order the Dunkin' $6 meal deal. No substitutions. Participation at times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer. Cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Salick out of here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve, but my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The night belongs to the fans. Join Tommy Lugauer for After Hours, weekdays at 7. Call 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. While we were away, the Atlanta Braves have added to their postseason push. They acquire left-handed reliever Brent Sutter from the Los Angeles Angels for infielder Nacho Alvarez Jr. Again, that from Jeff Passan. And according to Joel Sherman, teams are getting hot and heavy for Clay Holmes from the Mets, including the Milwaukee Brewers, who are pursuing Clay Holmes. And this Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
My guess, and this is just a guess, because Clay Holmes hasn't pitched since the middle of May when Spencer Jones hit that line drive off of his leg.
Yeah.
And we can only do this based on prospect rankings, because these are all guys that most of us hadn't heard of yesterday, unless you're a prospect expert.
And we'll have forgotten about by next week.
Well, not me, but yes. I'm going to be analyzing them. Ain't much left. But I think they're going to get a better return for Clay Holmes than Freddie Peralta, which if I made that statement to you 6 months ago would have sounded nuts. It would have. But Clay was pitching so well prior to his injury. Obviously, Peralta had his struggles. And, I didn't know what to expect. Selling is such a depressing thing as a baseball fan because, again, you're getting back guys you haven't heard of. Yeah. Right? That's the reality of it. And Freddie Peralta was a guy the Mets gave up 2 top 100 prospects for. So as this season is a disappointment and it became so obvious they were going to trade him, you're fantasizing about, can they get 75 cents on the return?
Yeah.
And really the only way to judge it is just based on the prospect rankings of the guys you got back. And when the Mets traded Freddie Peralta, and I tried to set the bar low, I see the 15th best prospect, the 26th best prospect, and the 27th best prospect in an organization like the Tampa Bay Rays, who happen to have the 10th best farm system. So what does that mean? It means that at least as of right now, the return doesn't feel nearly as much as what you gave up, to be expected. You're getting the guy for less period of time, and he's also pitching to a 5 ERA. But it doesn't mean that Aiden Smith and Emilian Petre and Gary Gilhill can't become great and become better than Jet Williams and Brandon Sproat. But they're unknowns.
And other organizations, they might have been higher ranked, too. Like you mentioned, 10th best.
Well, I'll give you the update. Aiden Smith went from 15th ranked in the Rays system to 12th with the Mets.
Okay.
Emilian Petre went from 27th with the Rays to 15th with the Mets. And Gary Gilhill went from 26th to 17th.
Okay.
So the Mets, if you think about it this way, acquired 3 top 20 in their organization prospects.
That's a different way to look at it, see?
But it got me thinking.
All right.
This is more of a short-term thing, Shaun. What did the station say when the Mets traded for Freddie Peralta?
Okay.
Was there excitement? Was there concern? So we were able to pull, all of us on this show, me, you, and Tiki.
All right.
We were able to pull Tommy Lugauer and then Craig Carton and Big Mac. Apparently the morning guys never offered an opinion.
Okay.
So
were they in the next day?
I honestly, I don't know the details.
So I remember when the news broke, it was at night. I remember texting with you guys.
Yeah, it was during a Knicks game because I was at a Knicks game.
That's right.
I was at a Knicks-Nets game.
I think I was the one that alerted you to it and said, this looks like it's going down.
And you said, are you leaving the game early?
Yeah.
And I said, what? Once the Nets are down by 50, I'm out.
That's right.
All right, so who do you want to hear first?
It's only us 3?
Does he listen to the show? Nico listens to the show.
Boomer and Gio didn't offer much of an opinion.
Yeah, but I said we had Tommy Lugauer.
Oh, Tommy.
Craig Carton and Big Mac.
We
have everybody but the morning guys.
I want to end with our show. So let's just start with Tommy because he had him in the World Series.
Tommy Lugauer, what do you think of the Freddie Peralta trade?
The Mets have acquired one of the premier pitchers
in all of baseball. Kudos to David Stearns for making that happen. Freddie Peralta is a legit stud, a bona fide ace. The Mets easily have one of the best 1-2 punch of any rotation in all of baseball.
That was a tough start. And I think we can rank who was the worst and who was most accurate. I don't think any of us are going to be accurate.
No.
The guy pitched to a 5 ERA. And that's Tommy Lugauer. Let's go to, you want to go to Craig?
Yeah, let's go to Craig.
Here's Craig Carton's reaction to when the Mets acquired Freddie Peralta.
You can nitpick it if you want. Sure, why not? You could be a Debbie Downer like Evan was throughout his show today.
Wow.
Sure, why not? But the New York Mets delivered for their fan base this offseason. The New York Mets did, quote unquote, your words, not mine, what they had to do. The New York Mets didn't sit on their asses, sit on their hands and say, oh, woe is me. We didn't get Kyle Tucker. I guess we're just going to win 70 games this year and try to win next year.
See, I would have let that go, but he takes a shot. I'm a Debbie Downer?
Yeah.
Am I a Debbie Downer or am I just right? I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out what you said.
Well,
yeah.
I remember what I said. So Craig was positive, but not nearly as over the top as Tommy.
Craig's positivity just felt like Evan was negative. Let me dunk on him 4 hours later.
Is that what it was?
That's what it sounded like.
He based his opinion on I was negative.
That's what. Oftentimes, I wonder if that's exactly what Craig does when he comes on after.
That's funny. Anyhow, here's what Big Mac had to say after the Mets acquired Freddie Peralta.
It feels like, as of right now, this is a one-year deal for a top starting pitcher who is a 5-6 inning pitcher. He's not one of these guys that goes 8-9. He's not a horse, but he's excellent. He's very, very good. He is a legitimate top of the rotation guy, and it changes the feeling of the entire offseason from, what are they going to be to now you feel pretty darn confident.
I think the Mets
they've
are a good
impacted
team.
the starting rotation. They're a good team. And to me, that's the number one thing.
I like how he threw in he's a 5-6 inning starter.
Yeah.
Good job, Big Mac.
It's a little caveat.
Except he wasn't a 5 inning starter. He was a 4 inning starter.
He's still overshot.
But I don't blame you for that, Big Mac. You were right to say this is what he normally is.
That was a realistic take from Big Mac, though.
Yeah, I think it was fun.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I think he did a very good job. Good job by Big Mac.
Welcome to hell.
What else?
It was Chris McMonaco.
Yes?
His fat ass.
Let's go to our show. Let's go to Shaun Morash.
All right.
What'd you say about this trade?
You have now graduated in the Mets realm of Steve Cohen of knowing every single offseason you were going to be active in spending money. It was Juan Soto last year, and for better or for worse, it took us a while to get here. They were active enough this offseason in building a team. So if you're worried about the prospects you gave up, you didn't wipe the farm system clean, and this is an operation where you keep it humming.
I mean, you're kind of right. Like, that was the attitude.
Yeah.
The attitude
they needed
is
a starting pitcher and a frontline one.
Yeah.
They just picked the wrong one.
Or they ruined him.
Yeah.
Whichever way you want to go. Here's what Tiki Barber had to say.
This offseason has been all about really good acquisitions. Luke Weaver, Devin Williams. But these are like short-term deals.
Yes.
2-year deals.
Yes. They're a very short-term team right now. Yeah.
Even Marcus Semien. It's 2 years, basically. Or actually, it's 3.
It's 3, but still.
It's still short-term.
Yeah.
And then you go and you acquire Bo Bichette. Man, this is awesome. So awesome that you have a press conference for him. Mm-hmm. It's a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And then you go get Freddie Peralta, and it's a 1-year deal because he's a free agent afterwards, and we know, as you just mentioned, that they're not paying him long-term. So what are they actually doing?
Well, I think what they were trying to do is win, but just on a short-term basis.
Yeah.
And obviously, worst-case scenario, you pivot and sell everybody off. Now, you heard the reference that I was negative. I don't think I was overly negative. I just wasn't as gung-ho as everybody else.
Didn't have the pom-poms out.
Take a listen.
To give up 2 top 100 prospects in Jet Williams and Brandon Sproat for a rental for a team that I think has a chance to be good, I guess, I don't love it. And so here's where I'm mixed, Met fans. Are the Mets a better team? Because I could totally see people calling up saying, come on, Evan, are they better? Yes, they're better. Freddie Peralta makes them better.
Yes.
Freddie Peralta.
Their rotation all of a sudden feels good.
No doubt. They have an improved rotation, and all we screamed about was improving the rotation. I get that. In the short term, they're better. But last night and even this morning, as I've had hours to marinate on it, I'm not celebrating, I'm not partying, I'm worried. I'm worried because I think it's a rental, and I think they gave up an awful lot for someone who is a rental.
Yeah.
Good. No, it's a good take.
I think I had the most accurate one because I even said I think they're good. Like you can hear the hesitation in my belief in the team. I think everyone else was more confident in their belief in the team.
Yeah, it goes
Big Mac and Craig, they're a good team. You're like, hey, they're the Yankees. I was like, I think they're good. Like, and that I think that's because of all the changes that they made. It's tough to be so confident in a team being good when you changed 70% of the core.
And I think a lot of what you heard there, if some of us were positive, like even me and Tiki differently, we had more positive thoughts on Luis Robert Jr. and Bo Bichette and what they would bring to the table in changing things. Everything kind of fell apart, including Freddie Peralta, which just brings it all down. Also, let's be fair. Can you just be honest with the audience?
I think I've been pretty freaking honest.
There's another part of this trade that will always bother you.
The fact that Jet Williams shares the first name of my oldest son?
Evan basically pleasured himself to the idea that the Mets would have a guy named Jet on their team that he could sell to his son, and when he got traded, it bothered him.
Worst trade in the history of baseball.
If that was another prospect not named Jet Williams around the same ranking, you would have been more okay with it.
I mean, I'm sure it added to it a little bit.
You could hear it.
I'm sure just a tiny little bit. Look, I think it's just sad that it didn't work out. And what it's done for me, I don't know if you can relate to this or if it works with you. Juan Soto was a rental, even if you hoped that you were going to re-sign him.
Yeah.
You traded for a guy with 1 year left on his deal, and there was no certainty of him coming back. For many years, I have held a vendetta against Mike Hampton, where I think more about him leaving than I do his success here.
Yeah.
And the failure of Freddie Peralta has made me appreciate Mike Hampton. It made me realize that son of a bitch came here and had a great year. And he won the NLCS MVP.
While his wife was looking at Colorado schools.
And sure, he left. He left. But ultimately, the fact that he came through in the 1 year he was here, I really appreciate Mike Hampton. And I never did until I watched the failure that was Freddie Peralta. And so it is now my life mission to get Mike Hampton on the Rico so I can formally apologize to him and then go through his 1 year here, because I don't think it's as easy as maybe we make it out to be. Come here for a year and just be great. Come here for a year and be awesome. Freddie Peralta failed.
He did.
He could be the nicest guy in the world, the greatest attitude in the world. He failed on an incredibly high level. He pitched to a 5 ERA. He could never get through 5 innings. He sucked, if you want me to cut out the nice talk. He sucked. And it's a testament that when guys do come here as 1 year rentals, it is not easy. So Mike Hampton, if you're out there, my bad.
Wow.
My bad. Who cares about the school systems in Denver? I'm okay with it now. What?
Evan has made the Peralta trade back about Mike Hampton, but you can't let it go.
Well, because I thought it was very similar at the time. And here I am now that this has failed and they traded him away on Saturday or Sunday, where I can say, oh, wow, it really does come full circle.
Will him pitching well for Tampa bother you?
It's a great question. It's a great question. And here's the battle that I have. Most Met fans, and I know this may offend you, Shaun, most Met fans, like Nico's a Met fan, he probably hates the Yankees.
Oh, he does. He owns an 86, or I'm sorry, whatever year Red Sox champions hat.
2004?
Yeah, no.
Or 2007?
Which year was it that you
Or
won?
2013?
I know.
Or 2018?
So I have a 2001 Luis Gonzalez Diamondbacks jersey. I have a 2003 Marlins Miguel Cabrera jersey.
You're a sick freak, bro.
With the World Series patch on it.
Wow.
And I have a 2004 Red Sox World Series champs hat.
You are the perfect example of this.
Yep. He trots it out around here every October during Yankee playoff games.
He represents a lot of Met fans who are now going to look at the baseball season now that the trade deadline is coming and going, and it'll be over in 6.5 hours, and their new focus is the demise of the New York Yankees. You have to understand that. Nico is a fine guy, and he represents a lot of Met fans.
Yeah. He's a nerdy loser, but he's a fine guy.
That was unnecessary. This is just the way he feels. And again, represents a lot of Met fans. The problem with Peralta in Tampa is that if he pitches good, the Yankee hater side of you is going to love it because it improves the chances of the Yankees not winning the division. But if he pitches well, it's an indictment on the coaching staff and the pitching lab. And as much as we want David Stearns to just look bad, how does that give you hope for the future when Freddie Peralta instantly goes to Tampa and looks like the guy from Milwaukee?
Stearns is a moron.
Like, that's not good for us.
Nope.
And yes, it adds to the LOL Mets mantra.
Oh, no, the Mets.
But I'm more concerned about what it means for the future. It would just be an indicator that they really have no idea what they're doing. If Freddie Peralta is going to instantly go to Tampa Bay and figure the whole thing out. So honestly, I would like him to fail. I would like him to be bad in Tampa. That's not going to change the return they got. They got 3 guys in Aiden Smith, Emilian Petre, and Gary Gilhill, so it's not changing the return. And even though, yes, it helps the Yankees, it's good for you, it would be good for my psyche for Freddie Peralta to not all of a sudden just become awesome.
Okay, good. Then we're in lockstep there. Because the moment I saw Peralta got traded to the Rays, I said, thank God, because the Rays ain't going to do a lot. If they added Freddie Peralta, bring him on in October.
So you have confidence that the Freddie Peralta with the Mets is the one that's going to be in Tampa
This year?
Bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that next year Freddie Peralta doesn't refund it. I think he is who he is this year.
And I think we could all agree on this. The New York Mets social media account cannot tweet out, thank you, Freddie Peralta. That's a joke that the WFAN Twitter page puts out.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. Whenever you see somebody who sucked here in the thank you from FAN, that is our digital having some fun. When we do that to somebody and then the team also does it, the team has made a massive mistake.
It's a massive mistake.
You cannot take Freddie. What are you thanking him for?
His 5 ERA?
What
yes.
a goddamn disgrace.
Being a huge reason you have to give away squishy dumplings and invent Hello Kitty giveaways in August?
It's so true.
I mean, my God.
Yeah, that's not worthy of a, hey, thank you. I'm just glad that the Mets go to Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay doesn't come to the Mets because they'd probably play a highlight video.
Oh, we got a Mets trade?
We got a Mets trade?
I want to make sure this is true.
Hit me one. Who has it? Who has it? Break the glass.
I don't know who this is.
If you don't know who it is,
But
then
he's followed by a lot of baseball
What's
people.
the person's name?
Aram Layton?
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this word.
The call-up pod and baseball show, 23 whatever followers.
All right, we're taking a risk here. Shaun is going rogue here with a Mets
he's getting
trade.
a ton of retweets on it. The Mets are sending Ben Rortvedt. Did I fall for something?
Why would we care? Ben Rortvedt is in the minor leagues.
Never mind. Yeah, they are.
Did you think he was their backup catcher?
I think I just had Ben Rortvedt and Luis Torrens.
He's not even the third. It's Hayden Singer who comes
As I'm
up.
reading this, I'm like, you idiot. That's not Luis Torrens. It's Ben Rortvedt to the Dodgers.
Back to the Dodgers.
Yeah, Chase McDermott, who was DFA'd by the Dodgers on July 31st.
Did you really just interrupt the show for this?
You know what? I'm hot and heavy. I'm retweeting. I saw the Mets sending a catcher, and I thought it was Luis Torrens quick. Just bear with me.
It's funny. At the beginning of the show, Nico's like, hey, what do we break the glass for? And I said, look, I think any trade. And Shaun's like, yeah, as long as they're major leaguers. And Nico's like, I got it. Like, yeah, if it's a major leaguer, it's the trade deadline. And what does Shaun do at 11:45?
I picked the wrong ex-Yankee catcher in my mind. They all became the same person.
He picks a guy who is so entrenched in the minor leagues that he hasn't been here. And you announce his trade?
You understand that I am so excited to just have trades break during the show that I looked down and I saw ex-Yankee catcher name and I thought that was Luis Torrens. That's all I had. They combined into the same guy for me.
You're forgiven. Let's go to Bobby in Ozone Park. Hey, Bobby.
Another ad for the Dodgers.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Thank you for taking my call.
No problem.
Can I correct you on something if you don't mind?
Of course.
Guys, listen. First of all, the trade the Yankees made was tremendous. Tremendous. Okay?
Yep.
But I keep on hearing you guys say that he's not a contact hitter.
That's not what we said.
He is a contact hitter.
No.
He's only struck out 60 times.
Yeah, he strikes out, and you're right, but I think you may have heard us wrong. He strikes out below the league average. So the league average, just to give you perspective, is about 22% of plate appearances. He strikes out 16%. So well below the league average. But what I've at least said is that I was comparing him to Luis Arise.
Exactly.
Luis Arise strikes out 4% of the time. So it's not that Garcia is a huge swing and miss strikeout guy. He isn't. It's that we were comparing him to the other non-positional fit left-handed bat who got traded, who was talked a lot about. Arise and Garcia are very different and very similar. They're similar in that left-handed bats who play first base, second base, and are not plus defenders, and are not great positional fits for the Yankees. That's where they're the same. Where they're different is the kind of hitters that they are.
Yes.
And so the comparison, and maybe we misspoke, so I could certainly take an L on that, is Garcia strikes out compared to Arise.
Yeah.
But in the whole grand scheme of things, you're right. He's not a big strikeout guy.
No, just when you think of them and Garcia's slugging percentage, he's more of the thumping middle of the order bat, where Arise is only contact. It doesn't mean that Garcia is not also a contact bat and doesn't strike out.
One other thing to keep an eye on, the Texas Rangers' recent losing streak has apparently caused Chris Young to want to sell almost everybody. So Nate Eovaldi, a former Yankee, Corey Seager, a guy the Yankees have been linked to for years. And yes, Jacob deGrom are deemed available. So we'll see if the Texas Rangers go big. Jacob Latz, who's become their closer, he's got a few years left of control, so I doubt he'll be traded. But apparently the Texas Rangers may be open for business. You want to go after Corey Seager in that massive, massive contract and down season?
I am intrigued by Corey Seager. I am. I don't care. Play him at third. Like, let's figure this out. I know he's down on there. I would be intrigued by him.
And Ken Rosenthal writes that one place Texas may send DeGrom because they feel he'd waive his no trade is Atlanta, which would be difficult. But because it's a trade and he didn't leave directly from us and the Mets suck, I think I'll be able to live, but it will be painful for a period of time.
Well, if he pitches at Yankee Stadium for the Braves this week, you going to come on down?
Yeah, I may see you there.
All right.
I've already done that once this season.
What about the part about him waiving the no trade clause, though? That means he does want to go there.
No, I get that. And we'll always live in the world that he wouldn't waive it to come back here. But that's all, like, we don't actually know. And if a team tells you we're trading you and you have a chance to go up in the standings, I can't blame Jacob deGrom, just like I can't blame Brandon Nimmo for saying yes to Texas. So for me, at least, it's not him directly going to the Braves. Yes, he'd be a Brave. Yes, it would be painful. Yes, it would be odd to see him in the jersey. I'm just saying I think it would be much less painful than if he directly went to Atlanta after the 2022 season. Do you disagree with that, Nico?
No, I mean, it's just the idea that I feel like players aren't as loyal as the fans. We have to understand that.
Of course.
But I feel like there's still a part of me that no matter where the Braves are in the standings, I always wish that, because he was a Met for so long, he would never want to put on that Braves uniform.
Yeah, that one we have to eliminate. I mean, it's close to his home, or at least closer to his home. I do hope that if he gets traded, it's like the Astros or even the Red Sox. I think I could deal with the Red Sox. It's not going to be the Red Sox, but I could deal with that. How about Tampa? How about the Rays step up? DeGrom would absolutely say yes to that.
Who starts game
Florida.
one? DeGrom or Peralta?
You insulting, man. Well, not Shane McClanahan. He just got hurt.
Yeah.
Now, they claim it's going to be a short injury, but yeah, Tampa Bay's Shane McClanahan got banged up with an injury. Let's see what Steve in Bayside has to say. What's up, Steve?
Well, I'm glad that you cleared up the fact that our new edition it doesn't strike out as much, because it did sound like that when I heard that.
All right, my apologies. I meant it more in comparison to Luis Ariz, but yeah, Garcia strikes out less, especially for the power he supplies, strikes out less than your average, slugging strikeout artist in modern baseball.
Yeah, and 16% might be the best on the team right now. I mean, with what the Yankees are putting out there.
Yep.
So it was good to see Cashman at least address that to the extent that he could. I thought that the Padres, I think A.J. Preller over there needs to have his head examined. You're giving up, you have a chance to get Will Warren, who has 1 year of service time, who's a serviceable back of the rotation starter. He has, he's waiting for 3 of his pitchers to come back, from the injured list. He has no starting pitching right now. You would get 6 years of Will Warren. I can't believe that Brian Cashman offered Will Warren for a rental. I don't care how good he is. So any notion that the Yankees have a package to get for Mason Miller, if you couldn't get Morahan for Will Warren straight up, then forget about Mason Miller.
Well, but I think that what that shows you is that the Padres at 4 games above 500 and clearly in a playoff race are not selling. Because a Will Warren for Adrian Morahan trade is not a sell trade. That's a, hey, we're still trying to win. We're adding to our rotation. We're weakening our bullpen. Those are not that common at the trade deadline, but I think they're becoming more common only because more teams are in it than out of it because of the playoff format. And so I think the thinking behind Brian Cashman is, hey, I don't like any other left-handed reliever I could get. I don't want to trade a top prospect, and I can't for this player because the Padres aren't selling. And I feel pretty comfortable with the depth of my rotation because we forget how deep. We forget Luis Hill exists.
I know.
Clark Schmidt exists.
Yep.
I mean, the Yankees have a lot of depth, and that would be Cashman saying, I so believe in my depth, and I so want to win this year because Will Warren is not making a playoff start for the New York Yankees. He's not.
And we saw them attempt the bullpen thing with him the other day, like a floater. It was like last week, remember?
Sure.
It didn't really go well. He has a high strikeout rate, but again, not going to pitch significant innings anyway in October.
I know this trade didn't work out, so I'm not using it as the thing you want to reference, but I'll never forget when they made the Jordan Montgomery-Harrison Bader trade.
Yeah.
And the thought was, hey, Jordan Montgomery, nice player who we have some control over, he's not starting in the playoffs.
Yes.
Just the way things are built. Harrison Bader will. And so, and by the way, it sort of worked because Bader was really good during the postseason. As long as you keep that man away from scooters.
About Harry.
As long as you keep away from scooters.
Yes.
This is the second time, apparently, Harrison Bader's been involved in an alcoholic-related scooter accident.
Yeah, but the first time he hit a fire truck and then the fire truck hit him.
Yes.
So,
but while drinking.
While drinking, yeah.
Apparently, that's freaking dangerous.
Yeah, that's an SWI.
I'll tell you this. I'll never forget this. I'm a big biker. I was in Astoria, Queens, and I biked to a bar and had a lot to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I get out. And I stare at my bike, and I say, I can't get on my bike. And I started pondering how this would be stupider for me to get on this bike than it would be to get in a car. Because even though, like, here's the way I viewed it. And by the way, the good news is I did not get on that bike.
You
So I'm not.
walked it home?
I ended up calling a taxi. It was before Ubers.
Oh, wow.
That's how long ago it was. And I left my bike there, and then the next day I picked it up, and it was still there. But I remember having this whole debate in my head while drunk. How getting on the bike while intoxicated is more dangerous for me. There's a greater chance I'm going to die if I get on this bike while drunk. If I get into a car while drunk, while there's a great chance I'm also going to die, there's a greater chance I'm going to kill somebody else.
Yes. Yeah. You're not going to run over somebody with your bike. You're going to get run over.
Yes. And it's a pick your poison. But I remember having this debate, and it's kind of sad I even had the debate. Like, why would I even think about it? But I never did. I was like, I ain't getting on this bike.
No, it's not sad. It's smart that you made the right decision.
I made the right decision, but it shouldn't have even been like a thought. But I remember staring at the bike for like 5 minutes, and I was like, well, it's not that far away. And it's like, no, man, you can't do that.
And then you got hit stone cold sober on your bike.
I did get
Ironically enough.
I mean, geez.
Shows you what life's all about, huh?
Life's crazy, right? I was sober as all hell, and I got hit by a taxi. But the Bader
taxi that you called?
No, this taxi is not the one I called. But the Bader story is wild, man. Yeah, for those that missed it, he got into a scooter accident. He's accused of drinking. I don't know if we know for sure, but he's accused of it.
Witnesses claim they saw him at multiple establishments.
Right. So we'll see, or maybe we won't see. And then apparently in his college days, the same thing happened with this fire truck. So Harrison Bader, aren't we wild about Harry?
Yeah.
The master, the Bader.
Yes.
Apparently has some scooter drinking issues.
Yeah.
So I wish him the best.
I wish him the best too, but how about stop being an idiot?
Yes.
Because if he was a Yankee outfielder in the middle of this pennant race and he did that while trying to rehab from injury, what would we say?
Oh, my goodness. That honestly would be a Met thing.
Yeah, probably right.
I mean,
little Dwayne Sanchez.
That's the guy I think of.
Yes.
And Dwayne Sanchez did nothing wrong.
No.
He literally got into a taxi because he wanted Dominican food at 2 a.m. He did everything right.
Yep.
And the taxi got into an accident.
Isn't that amazing?
Then the chain of events is just unbelievable.
You know how that doesn't happen?
If he what?
Today, that accident never happens.
Goes on a bicycle. Orders in.
Uber Eats or DoorDash.
That's
Didn't
a good
exist
point.
back then.
No, you're right. It changes everything. We'll get back to your calls in a minute, 888-808-1019. And we learned a lot about John Harbaugh from Cam Scatterbo over the weekend. We'll explain why coming up. It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash until the Carton Show at 2 this afternoon.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. The Los Angeles Dodgers are going to win the World Series again and become the first team since the Yankees from 98 to 2000 to win 3 straight World Series championships. Pairing Tarek Skubal in the rotation with Yamamoto and Ohtani and the star-studded lineup, absolutely ridiculous. The Dodgers will win it all. I'm Nick Costos.
Empower. After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he could be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Last week, New York was trading at 13% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $712 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/. DOJ/regulatory.
Quite humid with a few showers, high of 84.
Weather brought to you by Staples. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
It's August. The dog days of summer are here.
I wonder how Nielsen Dodge can make it better.
Have a Dog Days of Summer savings event.
That's a doggone great idea.
Now that's a good girl.
You'll start feeling the vibes the minute you arrive. Fun is in the driver's seat.
Lease on new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4. Just $289 a month. Yes, just $289 a month.
There's always zero down payment available.
The credit help you need.
More savings with your trade-in.
And of course, great deals.
Hurry to Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com.
At Nielsen Dodge.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Make this the summer event. With approval, term 36 months, due at sign, $69.82, add tax tag and DMV fees. See dealer for details.
I'm Sam, owner of Marino's Landscape. With my Chase Ink Business Premier Card, I earn unlimited 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more. So everything I buy to run my landscaping business gives me cash back to help throw a big thank you party for my team. For all they do.
Chase Ink. Cashback built for every business. Find the right card at chase.com/ink. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Small business owners love what they do, and Verizon Business loves small business owners. That's why Verizon Business experts come directly to you, so you can spend more time doing what you love. Their experts show up on your schedule, ready to offer proven expertise and learn about the needs of your specific setup firsthand. And they don't quit till the solutions fit, even as your business grows. So save the time and stay where your business needs you most. Verizon Business. Visit Verizon.com/book today and schedule an appointment with your local Verizon Business expert.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Colonel is the king of chicken. That's why he's always had a beef with beef. But on Wednesdays, he's squashing the beef by frying it. KFC Country Fried Steak is here for only $4.99. Crispy golden outside, tender steak inside. Served with peppery gravy, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, and a biscuit. At last, the Colonel and beef buried the hatchet in gravy. Get the $4.99 Country Fried Steak Wednesdays for a limited time only at KFC.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Allstate is New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the state. From Buffalo to the Brooklyn Bridge, we're by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So, switch to Allstate today, and you could save $900 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on national average annual savings for new auto customers surveyed in 2025 who switched to Allstate and reported savings, potential savings and availability varies by state.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal too, right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hey, New Jersey, Powerball's up to $748 million. If you win, you're going to need to buy a bigger piggy bank. Get your ticket at a New Jersey Lottery retailer today.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It is noon on an MLB trade deadline Monday. We've got ourselves 5 hours and 57 minutes. The Mets are continuing to sell. So far, they have sold A.J. Minter and Brooks Raley. They have sold Huascar Brazoban. They have sold Freddie Peralta. They still have a few other pieces that they will likely sell, like Luis Robert Jr. and certainly like Luke Weaver. The New York Yankees sold off Camilo Doval over the weekend, almost just cutting their losses to Pittsburgh, and they acquired Luis Garcia Jr., the former second baseman, current first baseman, DH, left-handed bat from the Washington Nationals. But we sit here 6 hours away from finding out if Yankee fans will spend the next 2 months saying Brian Cashman needs to be fired. We will find that out. And no matter what David Stearns does, Met fans are obviously in a pissy mood, as we should be. They're headed towards a 95-loss season. They've sold off a bunch of players. The returns are not exciting. It's not like any of the returns are going to contribute in the final 2 months of the year, and none of them were top 10 prospects in the organizations they acquired them from, which is why I hesitate on this obvious nature that the Mets should trade Luke Weaver. If you're only getting back lottery tickets for a relief pitcher who's having a great year and is under team control next year, I'm in no rush to trade him. It's different with guys who are free agents. I think with Brooks Raley and Freddie Peralta and A.J. Minter, you get what you can get. Beggars can't be choosers. But with Brazoban, who they decided to move, and now Luke Weaver, I think there needs to be a bar.
Yeah, it's club control, man.
Because you're trying to win next year, supposedly. That's what they've said. So if you're trying to win next year, getting back prospects only makes sense if you think those guys can be impactful in a future trade or impactful for your team. If you're getting back the 25th ranked prospect in a system, which is a lottery ticket, could work out, probably not. Are you really trading a relief pitcher who's had such a good year this year, who has also shown a level of reliability despite how bad he was in the second half last year for the Yankees? I don't know, man. I have a higher threshold on trading Luke Weaver.
Yeah, but if that ends up getting your true biggest package, why don't we see? I mean, if this comes back to the deadline and Luke Weaver ends up being the last big reliever moved, they might get a haul, man. And then that could change your mindset on this.
You know what I would do?
What?
I'm smiling, and I'm only smiling because it was reported that it was out there.
By the way, as you're smiling, I can't tell you're smiling because you look like Wilson in Home Improvement right now.
Oh, you can't see the bottom of my face?
Over the computer. I just see your nose and eyes.
Put it this way. What did you report? Not you, but you repeated the report of a Yankee trade offer earlier in the show. What was that trade offer again?
The Will Warren trade?
Will Warren for Adrian Morash, a free agent left-handed reliever.
Okay.
I think I would trade Luke Weaver for Will Warren. I'd make that trade.
I would too.
Done. Because then I'm adding a piece to my rotation, which I feel pretty good about.
And God knows with Nolan McLean, you need an ace.
Nolan McLean has pitched well since the middle of May, so pipe down over there. I'd make that trade, but that's also something that could help me moving forward. And you said you would do it. I mean, the Yankees were willing to do it for Adrian Morash, who's got less team control than Luke Weaver. Are you all right over there? Because you're not responding to me.
Because there's potentially...
This is like when I talk Nets and Tikis here.
Right. On a live stream currently, Jared Carrabis is reporting the Red Sox are in the medical phase of acquiring Adley Rutschman. So again, that's Jared Carrabis.
I trust Carrabis. He's very good.
He hasn't tweeted it, but apparently he's live streaming right now. And now Yankee people are starting to tweet that this is what he just said.
Wow. I mean, the Red Sox are on fire. They're 9 games above 500. They're creeping up on the Yankees. Their catching situation is Carlos Narvaez, who's had a terrible season.
Feinstein just has it.
It's done.
Red Sox and Orioles are talking about Adley Rutschman per sources, and there's a feeling the deal could be completed at some point today. So,
that's a blow towards the Yankees.
By the way, that tweet tells me when there's a feeling it could be completed.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
They're on the 5-yard line.
That one's going to bother me.
Well, yeah, because I was skeptical earlier that the Orioles would trade him inside the division. It's not like you're losing out on him to a team outside of your division. It's another team inside your division.
I don't know what the Red Sox gave up, but I'm assuming it's a lot because it is in division. That's an absolute disgrace by Brian Cashman. The Red Sox have played nothing but red-hot baseball, just swept the Dodgers. They are nipping at your heels. It is your biggest need. And knowing that the Baltimore Orioles were willing to deal within the division, you couldn't muster up some kind of package to go get Adley Rutschman. And stop me if you tell me, if it cost you Jason Dominguez, something like that, whatever. Outside of George Lombard and that ask, There are zero untouchables in the Yankee organization that you shouldn't have been willing to make sure the Red Sox don't go get Adley Rutschman. This is a disgrace.
Sounded like you said, it's not like George Lombard and that ass. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know you liked George Lombard.
I'm just saying, as the ask, like I understand that we're not looking to deal him. Other than that, that's a disgrace to allow him to go to Boston.
All right, deep breath, because we don't know if the trade is happening. It's just being reported. And we also don't know what is going back. But I would kind of agree with you. Like, the going back is probably not going to faze me. I would have wanted to outbid the Boston Red Sox for Adley Rutschman, a switch-hitting catcher who's a good defender. Now, he is hurt, but I think he's due back soon.
He is, yes.
And it would be such an upgrade over what you have. The Red Sox catching situation, which didn't look that bad a year or two ago, with Carlos Narvaez and Connor Wong, has been awful. So it would be a huge upgrade for them. And it's not only you not getting a player that would be so perfect for you, the Red Sox are only 2.5 games behind the Yankees in the American League East for that first wild card spot.
And let's just have an honest conversation without using the term if George was still alive. But the truth is...
Yeah, but you just did it. So now you're cheating.
I'm not cheating because I'm going to do the old Brian Cashman. If this was Brian Cashman 20 years ago and we get wind that a deal is this close that's in the medical phase, he picks up the phone and lays out the hammer and makes sure that nothing's signed off until we top that deal. Would you agree? That's what a Brian Cashman would have done. If he finds out Adley Rutschman's about to go to the Red Sox, and that is a guy who's pursuing, hold on here, what more are you asking for? And you figure out how to do that. That's how the old Brian Cashman would have operated. This Brian Cashman will go, all right, whatever, we'll go get Tyler Stevenson, and then have Adley Rutschman rake in a wild card series as we go way bye-bye, and then tell us, and have the nerve to tell us it's a crapshoot after it's over. I just laid out October for you. By the way, make vacation plans.
You don't have to go
Thank God the Giants are going to be relevant in October.
Hey, speaking of the Giants, real quick, Cam Scatterbo said something very revealing over the weekend about John Harbaugh, because John doesn't really tell us anything. I've been watching all his press conferences. I like John, but he doesn't say a lot. Cam Scatterbo revealed that John Harbaugh was not happy about the backflip. Take a listen to Cam Scatterbo.
I mean, obviously, I do some dumb things here and there, but I learned from it. My coach talked to me, told me how he felt, and I learned from it. And will I go do that backflip again? Probably not. So, we live and we learn, and, we move on.
John never said that he spoke to him, never said he was upset about it, but I think Cam Scatterbo revealed that. So that's great. I think there's nothing wrong with that. The second part may bother you, and I know this is not the time to pick on Shaun because he's very upset about a potential Adley Rutschman trade that hasn't been made yet. Cam Scatterbo kept it open-ended that he may do backflips after he scores a touchdown, though.
When game time comes around, we'll see what game time comes around. But right now, we're focused on training camp, and we'll keep the backflips off the field for now.
For now. So it sounds like he may be doing backflips during the season.
Dude, just stop with the backflips. We get it. You're athletic. You're playing in the NFL. We already had that established. Just enough. Do the truffle shuffle when you get in the end zone. Enough. Backflip for what? A backflip is like the guy you're driving past on the Bell Parkway that puts like that loud fireback sound on his car. It's like, who are you impressing? Do you think anybody next to you on the Bell Parkway thinks you're cool because your car goes ba-boom, ba-boom? Do you think anybody thinks you're cool because you backflip after a touchdown? No. Just hand the ball to the ref and get back to the freaking sideline.
I'm surprised, Nico. I thought, because of how pissed he was about the Adley Rutschman rumor, that his answer to the backflip comment was going to be, Evan, you're just trying to annoy me even more. I don't care. Okay, Cam's healthy. It's all good. I'm surprised I baited him successfully, and he's annoyed about this.
I'm annoyed at everything now. I'm annoyed at everything because they sucked me back in. This stupid Yankee team sucked me back in with Luis Garcia Jr. You're going to allow the biggest need and the biggest name available to go to your rival that's nipping at your heels? And I'm supposed to believe that the playoffs are just a crapshoot? Enough with the lifetime commitment to Brian Cashman. Don't worry, though. We'll get a reliever that will suck. Don't worry. Don't worry. Tyler Stevenson will come here and he'll hit 210 the moment he arrives. Don't worry. Adley Rutschman will be banging homers off Max Fried, and we're going to be going home and going, well, what time's the Giant Commander game? Because this season's over. It sucks, man.
Dude, in fairness.
It's one thing not to get schoolball. Act like the Yankees. Now you're not even acting like the Cubs now.
All right, in fairness, I have to bring some realism here. They haven't traded him to the Red Sox yet.
Oh,
that's
it's
number
in
one.
the medical phase. Shut up. They haven't yet.
They haven't.
Barring his wrist basically having laryngitis, it's over, Evan. He's going.
I can't say that. So, number one, we don't even know if the trade's been completed. And maybe this doesn't mean as much to you. We don't even know what they gave up. And here's the third thing. I like Adley Rutschman. I would trade for him if I'm the New York Yankees. Can we take a deep breath before we compare him to Bud Rodriguez? I mean, Jesus Christ, calm down now.
I understand that. But right now, you basically, Austin Wells, let's be honest, he's going to start for the Bridgeport Bluefish in 2 years. That's what you're doing at catcher
I get
right
it,
now.
but the trade deadline isn't over yet. Like, they also...
No, shut up, man.
I agree they need to add a catcher. I said that at the top. I'm with you on that.
We just discussed how hard it is to add a catcher midseason. So the best one that you possibly could have available, that the only holdback was would they trade division, is still going to go in division to the team that is on your ass. I mean, they are on their ass. Like literally, like a patch of hair on one of my right cheeks. The Red Sox are on the Yankees' ass. And Brian Cashman sitting there going, "Oh, I mean, LeGrand, I can't possibly do that." I mean, geez.
Well, here's where you're wrong. You've been screaming at me about Hunter Goodman. Now, I've been telling you he's not available. What if the Red Sox do get Adley Rutschman and you get Hunter Goodman? You wouldn't be like, oh, wow. How about Lord Brian Cashman?
I think we're pretty
He pulled it off.
You need to figure out what lane you're in here.
No, I don't think he's being traded. I'm saying we have 5 hours before the trade deadline. You're already burying this deadline if this trade actually goes through, which, by the way, hasn't even gone through yet.
This is Kyle Higashioka. That's what's going to happen here.
That was my prediction a few weeks ago, by the way.
Absolutely. It is not going to be Luke Weaver. It'll be you could cherry pick the reliever that pitches the 7th inning now for the Rockies. He will be acquired. That'll be what happens there. And then they'll go get another platoon bat off the bench and go, we got to add this to our offense. And you're going to walk away going, remember, Giancarlo's standing in a cage. Carlos Rodon's coming. They're as good as deadline acquisitions. And the playoffs are a crapshoot. And then, by the way, Anthony Volpe's still going to be hitting 6th in playoff games.
Let me make you feel better.
And Adley Rutschman will hit 3 homers.
Let me make you feel better.
What are you going to make me feel better
Even
about?
though it is now leaking out that the Red Sox are working very hard on a trade with the Orioles for Adley Rutschman, is it not possible that the Orioles are leaking this out to move Brian Cashman closer to the finish line?
I hope.
Because
hope
nothing's done. Here's the latest. This is from Joel Sherman. I keep hearing the Red Sox are working hard on a trade with the Orioles for Adley Rutschman. Rutschman currently has a sprained wrist and is on the IL, so medical review in any trade would be no sure thing. It's possible that a leak like that is because the Yankees are involved too. And you're trying to put the pressure on the Yankees. Sure. And the best way to put pressure on Brian Cashman and the Yankees to go a little bit further than their comfort zone is to remind them that the other team that's going after him is the Boston Red Sox.
I pray that that's the case, but I don't know how you have any trust and faith that is. This sounds to me like the Yankees had a price point they wouldn't go to. But by all means, trade a guy with 17 years left to control for a reliever and have the Padres decline it. When you feel like your job is safe, you're not as urgent to make the deals that need to be made, and you're more hesitant to give up guys. And this is, in fact, the problem with Brian Cashman being now the eldest Steinbrenner's son, which is exactly what he's become. Wow. His job is completely safe until he retires, and therefore, you know what? Red Sox, you go get him. We're not going to push that extra envelope here. I highly doubt it was George Lombard or bust for Adley Rutschman.
Shut up, Tubby.
And you're right. He's not Johnny Bench. But he's the best available, and he's an all-star catcher.
I would want you to get him.
I mean, my God.
I'm not saying I wouldn't want him. I think he'd be a great upgrade. We'll keep you posted, but as of right now, the Red Sox and Orioles are talking. No deal is done on Adley Rutschman, the former number 1 overall
They're more
pick.
than talking. It's far along here.
Oh, okay. Is it done yet?
I mean, you and I are talking. They're basically mating at this point. There's penetration.
All right, let's go.
You worry about it when I press the glass breaking thing. How about that?
There you go, Nico. You really talk some sense into him there. Let's go to Corey in Manalapan. Hey, Corey.
Hey, how you doing, guys? I'm a big Yankee fan, and am I the only guy that thinks that Cashman's an imposter? He says one thing, we're looking for this. I sit here and I watch this morning, I happen to be sitting and watching TV and watching a rise to this team, this guy to this team. And I'm sitting, I call my brother and I go, did we do anything? He goes, well, we got this guy Garcia. I go, okay, but we need a catcher. We need an outfielder. We need another reliever. What are we doing? Well, and my brother said the same thing you said. 5 hours. We still got 5 hours.
We do.
I mean, I can tell you.
Because Corey, it's weird with 5 hours to go to give you a final verdict on the trade deadline. Now, what I can tell you is what I still think they need to do, and at the bare minimum, they need to add a catcher. I completely agree with you. But to already rule this trade deadline as what a disaster, Cashman's safe, He's whatever our caller called him, a phony.
No, he said an imposter.
An imposter.
I don't know if he meant Rigatoni or Cavatelli.
I mean, how can you say that when there were still 5 hours left at the trade deadline? How could you possibly say
There's
that with a
always
straight
5
face?
hours left in something. Evan, you just brought up the night you thought about biking and you didn't when you had drinks at the bar, okay? I'm sure you walked in that night, and there were 8 hours left until closing. And you saw that, wow, look at that blonde over there. Wow, look at that girl. Those are some, big chest over there. And then, all of a sudden, you start seeing them talk. Oh, she's talking to that guy. Wow,
We'll
he's
have
talking
a
to that
threesome,
dude.
okay?
And you look up and
We'll
you go,
have a threesome, okay?
I'm single. I got 5 hours to go. Next thing you know, there's 3 hours left, and you look it up, and the only women not talking to guys look like moose, okay? That's what's going to happen with this deadline. The Yankees are going to acquire the 300-pound woman with a mole on her face, and you're going to go, I guess I'll take her home. That's the Cashman deadline plan.
But
hot girls are gone.
Can we let that happen before you start going nuclear?
Happened. I'm looking at a girl who looks like Rosie O'Donnell now catching. That's what's left. I guess I'll take you home.
Dude, you're going nuclear prematurely. Like, this hasn't happened yet. So far, if you want to debate, and our last caller sort of did it, hey, I'd rather have Luis Ariz than Luis Garcia Jr., I totally get that. Fine debate. They're very different offensive players, very similar in their weird positional fit. I get it, though. Garcia versus Ariz, fair debate, fair discussion. I would slightly prefer Ariz, so I'd be with you that's where I would have gone if I'm Brian Cashman. But the deadline isn't over yet. They haven't added a catcher. They must add a catcher.
Oh, they will.
I agree.
They will.
You're just saying that it's going to be fat and ugly.
Because you're gonna sit there and go, we're going to immediately see this in a wild card series. There's Adley Rutschman raking for the Red Sox. And I know he's been hurt. He's had it down here. You get the point. And here's whatever poo-poo platter the Yankees have, who's going to go 0 for 4 in the game inevitably and probably get replaced for defense by Alvy Sanchez, who will haul one down the line for a throw. And then the Red Sox win and walk off faster because the game will be at Fenway because no way the Yankees are going to keep up in that top seed. And the whole thing's a disaster.
We do it.
What happened?
Nothing related to the Yankees or Mets or Adley Rutschman. But Joe Adell is headed to the Cleveland Guardians.
Wow. Good for them.
Yeah, good for the Guards.
I mean, they need bats. That's their biggest concern. They also needed an attitude adjustment after the bullcrap they pulled over the weekend with the unwritten rules of a perfect game. But good addition by Cleveland, adding Joe Adell. He's a hugely top prospect of the Angels of Anaheim. Yeah. And I think he's got team control. I think he's got another couple of years of team control.
And maybe Stephen Kwan will be available now because they got to fill out those outfield spots.
No, right-handed bat. You could have used Joe Adell, though. I think that's fair to say that the Yankees could have pursued him, especially with their outfield situation being as left-handed as it is right now.
I would have been interested in him, and there would have been proof the Yankees are rolling in the deep, but they're not.
So you're not screaming and yelling about it, but yes, you feel some level of, hey, we could have made that deal.
We could have made that deal. It's not going to crush me because I get it, outfield, all that other stuff. But I like Joe Adell. Yeah.
We'll come back with more of your calls.
We'll say hello from the other side when we come back.
So you're making Adell references?
Yes.
Is that your thing right now?
Yes.
All right. I appreciate it. We'll give you a Cinco de Luncho coming up in a couple of minutes, plus more of your calls. Then we'll continue to keep you posted on this MLB trade deadline. And we'll see if Shaun Morash has a meltdown. So far, we're on our way. I mean, unless you think that was already a meltdown. I mean, it's close.
Kiss my fat ass!
More from Shaun Morash.
Hey, Morash, you aren't funny.
More coming up on a busy trade deadline Monday.
We are sponsored by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source, and all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source.
Monday Night Baseball is on WFAN. The Yankees play ball with the Cards. 7:05 tonight.
Fielded by Jazz, acrobatic throw, off balance, in time.
The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and available en Espanol on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, Yankees fans. Join us at Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 21st. As the Yankees take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And don't miss Cody Bellinger Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile. The first 18,000 guests through the gates will take home an exclusive Cody Bellinger bobblehead. Get here early, grab the giveaway, and cheer on the Bronx Bombers. Tickets are available now at Yankees.com/tickets.
It's August. The dog days of summer are here.
I wonder how Nielsen Dodge can make it better.
Have a Dog Days of Summer savings event.
That's a doggone great idea.
Now that's a good girl.
You'll start feeling the vibes the minute you arrive. Fun is in the driver's seat.
Lease on new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4. Just $289 a month. Yes, just $289 a month.
There's always zero down payment available.
The credit help you need.
More savings with your trade-in.
And of course, great deals.
Hurry to Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com.
At Nielsen Dodge,
Fun is in the driver's seat.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Make this the summer event. With approval, term 36 months, due at sign, $69.82 at tag and DMV fees. See dealer for details.
Optimal Fibers in the house. Y'all know the number. 877-393-4448. Optimum Fiber, so fast, so fine. Got another provider leaving behind. Come on, everybody, let's get online. $30 a month, gonna blow your mind. 5 whole years, don't hesitate. Lock it in now before it's too late. 877-393-4448. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
You know the feeling. It's 2 a.m. You're awake, running the numbers in your head. Payroll's coming. A client hasn't paid. Costs just went up. And you're thinking, how am I going to make this work? That's where LendSeek comes in.
That was me. I had payroll in 3 days and money tied up in receivables. I couldn't wait weeks for a bank. I went to LendSeek, and within minutes, I saw real funding options. They were clear, upfront, no games. By the next day, the money was in my account. Payroll went out, crisis over.
LendSeek uses AI to match your business with the right funding, up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours.
With LendSeek, it's not just funding, it's knowing you're covered when things get tight.
If you've been in business for at least 1 year with at least $500,000 annual revenue, apply today. No upfront costs, no prepaid penalties. Because in business, waiting isn't an option. Start ready, stay ready with LendSeek. Apply at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circa Sports contests. Entries starting at $1,000, all with no rake. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action, 128 ways to win. Circa Survivor, pick one winner each week. Last one standing wins. And Circa Grandissimo with $100,000 entry. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Right now, you can grab a full breakfast at Dunkin' for $6. That's 2 wake-up wrap sandwiches and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. It's quick, easy, and covers your whole morning, all in one stop. Did I mention it's filling and delicious? It's a full breakfast. It's a great value, and it just makes mornings easier. So next time you're at Dunkin', don't overthink it. Order the Dunkin' $6 meal deal. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the New York community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
Your New York Yankees are chasing another championship. Talk Yankees baseball with the Fan at 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
Trade deadline Monday, 6 o'clock is the trade deadline. Keep it right here all day. Yeah. Craig and Big Mac will be on the mic at 2. They'll take you right through the trade deadline. Then the Yankees do play tonight. They open up a 3-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals, a rematch of the 1964 World Series. Yep. As of this moment, there have been a few more deals. The Seattle Mariners are acquiring...
This Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com.
Can I do it?
At this moment, there have been a few more deals to Evan Roberts.
Thank you. The Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash trade desk. Taylor Ward, who the Orioles brought in during the offseason, has had a very odd year in that his average is up but his power is down, is now a former Oriole as he's going to the Seattle Mariners as they tried to add a bat to improve their chances of winning the American League West. And while the Red Sox have not yet acquired Adley Rutschman from the Baltimore Orioles, John Heyman is now saying they're very close.
Great.
Not a done deal, but a very good chance this deal happens. So keep an eye on that. I think we all agree, no matter what kind of Yankee fan you are, that at the bare minimum, if Brian Cashman is going to make another trade before 6 o'clock, and I think most people would like it to be numerous trades and fill numerous holes, but at the bare minimum, they need to add a catcher. And I think we all agree with that. The levels of catcher obviously vary. It feels like Ryan Jeffers is not available. Hunter Goodman is not available. The Mets are telling teams that Luis Arraez is not available. So it's not flush with catchers, but Adley Rutschman becoming available certainly felt the most appealing. A switch hitter, a guy who's been a numerous-time All-Star despite being on the IL right now, a former #1 overall pick. Tyler Stevenson is another guy who should be available. He was my prediction from a few weeks ago of who you would end up with. But the Yankees need to add a catcher. And right now, Shaun Morash, representing many Yankee fans who are feeling the heat, that it looks like the Red Sox, a team that's only 2.5 games behind the Yankees, are very close to adding a catcher themselves.
Yeah, and I've already done the homework for you. So on Sunday, October 11th, in the days that will follow the Yankees being eliminated by the Red Sox in the first round, it is Jets and Browns at 1 o'clock, Giants Commanders at 1 o'clock. Your Sunday night game is Ravens Falcons. Bit of a dud, but either way.
What are you doing?
That is what
are you doing?
After we hear from Brian, we'll probably that Friday, we'll hear from Brian Cashman. Maybe we'll be going into that Monday where they tell us it was a crapshoot and everything else, and they didn't do enough, and yada, yada, yada. That's the football we'll have to look forward to after the Yankees.
So big discussion in the Mets chat that involves you. And that is, a lot has been made over a trade offer that reportedly Brian Cashman made the other day to the San Diego Padres, to A.J. Preller, in which he offered Will Warren for left-handed reliever Adrian Marjan. So the Met chat is wondering, should we trade Francisco Alvarez to the Yankees for Will Warren?
I wouldn't. You'd have to include Luke Weaver no matter what in that deal.
What?
But here's the thing, Alvarez just
the loser, Luke Weaver.
Alvarez is not a good defensive catcher. Okay, that's first and foremost. He would be an upgrade offensively, but if a frustrating player, I'd take a chance on him. But I can't give up the years of control with Alvarez being the headliner. You want to throw him in, we'll work out some other prospects. Weaver's got to be in the deal.
Okay. I would not make that trade, by the way.
Okay.
You didn't ask me, but I'm giving you my answer.
Okay.
I would do it for Luke Weaver, though, who apparently the Mets are going to trade in the next 5.5 hours. The Mets are continuing to dump 4 prospects that we all look at their rankings to determine how we feel about it. And the Yankees are trying to improve their roster. So we are living in a very different world right now as the Mets and Yankees come together at the trade deadline.
You just nailed it, Evan.
What?
The biggest issue with Brian Cashman at the deadline. Your sentence there nailed it, and it encapsulizes everything wrong with.
Can you remind me what my sentence was?
Why don't you go and ask
Shaun Morash.
With 5.5 hours of the deadline, the Yankees are looking to improve their roster.
Yes.
That's the problem. They're not looking to build a World Series champion.
Oh, stop
They're
it.
looking to improve their roster.
You're taking the words and you're playing semantics.
Because you're right. That's what they're looking to do.
Well, that's what everybody's trying to do.
They're not looking for the sledgehammer, and they're allowing other teams to improve their roster better. So, look, it is what it is. It's our fault for getting our hopes up. My fault too, because there's a prominent voice about the Yankees here on WFAN as a voice. It was my fault for believing in Brian Cashman, and clearly he's showing me that once again I have the clown nose on.
Let's ask Chris McMonagle. What do you think so far of the Yankees trade deadline?
Blowing and sucking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming.
Don't worry. I've already talked to Chris. He's got Tyler Stevenson in Cooperstown in 15 years with a Yankee uniform. So don't worry, folks.
Blowing and sucking.
All right, let's go to Richie in Queens. What's going on, Richie?
You guys are worth the wait. Hey, Ev, just give me a minute, all right? The Arise deal, and obviously, by the way, I'm not wild about Harry. You know, I'm a Giant fan. He was drinking. They're gonna cancel his contract, and I don't wish the best for him. If what he did, I don't wish the negative for him, physically. I want him out. And the Rise deal, one of my favorite Giants. I loved him. I'm hearing at this point in time, and when I heard the Dodger deal, like I was talking to San Francisco radio, I speak to them once a week. They're very gracious to have me on. They think I'm a lunatic fan, which I am. I watch all the games, and obviously the Dodgers but the Dodgers did nothing wrong. They've done everything right. Deferred contracts, maybe they're going to get rid of that, but they're paying a lot of money. They want to win now, and they're doing it.
Yep.
I'm hearing Ramos, guys, and I don't know. And Shawnee, I did tell you 2 things at the beginning of the year. I told you Grisham would not repeat what he did last year.
Yep.
And I also told you about Duvall. It was just, it looks good and great at times, but Ramos is brighter than Dominguez, but who isn't? But he still strikes out 28% of the time. Would he be a fit? But I think, like you have,
he's
they're going to wind up with Tyler Stevenson. They're going to get him as the catcher.
Well, I don't know if they have the same interest in a right-handed outfielder. He's talking about Elliot Ramos as a right-handed outfielder. And we've already seen a few right-handed outfielders move. Joe Adell's going to Cleveland, if you're just tuning in. And what was the other one? Oh, Taylor Ward from the Orioles to the Mariners. They could use a right-handed bat in the outfield. No question about it. It's probably more of a temporary move if they get healthy with the return of Cody Bellinger, who hits lefties very well, and obviously the dream that Aaron Judge comes back. So, look, if you ask me what do the Yankees need, I'd say a right-handed outfielder, someone to help the third base shortstop spot, but they're probably just going to stick with George Lombard.
Exactly.
A catcher and another reliever. But I am lowering my expectation to say, if you don't get me a bat, I can talk myself into, we'll get healthier. If you don't add a guy on the left side of the infield, I can talk myself into George Lombard.
Yeah.
And if you don't add anybody to the bullpen, I can talk myself into the bullpen's fine anyway.
And Clark Schmidt and LeGrand could be here.
What I cannot talk myself into, what you cannot talk yourself into, is that their catching situation is acceptable.
Utter garbage.
That has to change.
Yeah.
And that's why
it's not a major league catching room.
I feel bad saying I'm lowering the expectations, but I am, in that if they don't add a catcher, it would be a disastrous trade deadline. I'd agree with you on that. I'd be screaming with you at 6:05. Though I won't be on the air. I'll be doing a Rico.
6:01.
6:01. I still won't be on. I'm doing a post-trade deadline Rico Bronya, where we analyze all the 25th ranked prospects that the Mets acquired.
Can I sneakily tell you something hysterical?
What?
When's the deadline?
The deadline is at 6 o'clock. Have you been here all day?
No, this is a rhetorical question. Why?
Oh.
From 5 to 6 as the deadline's going down, I have to tape Talking Giants.
Oh, wow. That's actually a good thing. You know what?
I'm going to be monitoring the deadline.
Nah.
Breaking down Patrick Ricard.
Nah, here's what you got to do. You got to clear your head. There's nothing you could do with the trade deadline. Like, you're not on the air. That's Craig and Big Mac's job to monitor what's going on. They'll do a great job of it. You can escape for an hour, and then at 6 o'clock, when it's all said and done, you can say, all right, what happened? Because I'd rather just get all the trades. It's like the NFL and the NBA draft. You can wake me up when the draft is over and just tell me, who do I have?
That's true. That's true.
I don't need to live every second by it. Like, refreshing Twitter gives me a headache.
You know what? You're right, because I'm doing this all day. First of all, my wrist hurts. It's not mentally healthy. It's not mentally healthy to be living and dying with this.
But you know what is mentally healthy? A Cinco de Luncho.
I like where your head's at.
Come on, Nico. There you go.
Somebody hide the
Focused on Red Sox moves, Nico.
Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go! Cinco de Luncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything, everywhere. You might hear my Debbie Downer attitude since the Adley Rutschman to the Red Sox rumors have picked up. But there was a time in my life, in fact, several times, where I was genuinely excited about Yankee deadline deals. So I'm going to be fair and I'm going to be transparent because not all of these worked out. But I'm here to give you the 5 most exciting Yankee deadline deals of my lifetime.
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go!
Number 5.
The 2006 Bobby Abreu deal for prospects. I mean, of course, it led to Gary Sheffield playing first base in a bad October series.
There was a second player in that trade. Who was it?
Corey Lytle.
The late Corey Lytle.
Who obviously lost his life after that series. But yes, Bobby Abreu.
That was a very surreal 24 hours with Corey Lytle. He called up Mike and the Mad Dog to defend, I think, the Yankees in general. I don't know if it was just defending himself, but defending the Yankees. And a day later, he got into a plane crash in New York City. And I'll never forget, I was living in Long Island City at the time, and all of a sudden my neighbors were screaming, a plane hit a building. Now, you can imagine. This is 5 years after 9/11.
I'll never forget it. Yeah.
We run out, and we can see the smoke. And it was a scary, scary scene. And then an hour later, it's like Corey Lytle was on that plane.
That was the crazy part.
It was crazy.
It was an enormous news story, and then it was like, wait a minute, Corey Lytle? Yeah. All right, here we go.
Number 4.
This one I was so obsessed with that I got to Yankee Stadium to see his first game. That was 2002, Raul Mondesi, who I loved.
Raul Mondesi.
With the Blue Jays. Loved him. The Yankees traded a guy by the name of Scott Wiggins. I thought that was going to be it. This is the year after, in 2001, and Mondesi was, like Doval, traded the next deadline to the Diamondbacks a year later.
One of the great right field arms you'll ever see, but no, didn't work out as a Yankee.
Didn't work out here. Here we go.
Number 3.
This is when I started to figure out what the trade deadline was. 1995, the Yankees get David Cohn. My dad was excited, so I was excited. And by the way, that one worked out pretty well.
Oh, no doubt. Your collection of former Mets that you guys would go after.
All right, here we go.
Number 2.
Bit of a swerve here, but 2016, when the Yankees dumped Aroldis Chapman for prospect Gleyber Torres, I was pumped. Because the Yankees rarely ever sold, so it was weird being in that seat. But knowing they got the big prospect everybody was talking about from the Cubs at the time.
It's tough, man, because I think trades like that are the reason why Met fans are disappointed in every trade they make, because you think of trade deadline deals like that or Beltran for Wheeler, and that is not the norm. Like, Aroldis Chapman at the time was so unique and special, and I don't think there's anybody that the Mets have that matched that. And think about this. You did better on the return for Aroldis Chapman than the Tigers did for Tarek Skubal.
I know. That's insane, but it's true. Okay, and last but not least.
Number 1.
How could it not be? 1996, adding Cecil Fielder in a deal for Ruben Sierra Plus. Big Cecil obviously came through at moments down that 96 stretch and led, not entirely to him. They had a great team, but to the World Series, the first of my lifetime.
So do we not include David Justice as a trade deadline deal?
So
because it was made on June 30th.
Yep. Evan, we almost have this argument to a T every year. And when I did the Cinco, because I've done this in the past where, like, the most exciting ones, you and I have argued, and I've bent the knee to you that since it was in June, it didn't count, so I did not include that. But obviously, everybody was pumped when they got Justice and what it led to.
Yeah, it's one of the great trades that Brian Cashman ever made in the midst of a season. The Yankees don't, win the World Series. The Yankees don't get to the World. They don't get out of the first round
Get your
without
tokens
that
ready.
trade.
Get your tokens ready.
What an outdated, antiquated comment by Michael K.
Get your
tokens ready.
Get your debit card to tap against the screen ready.
Well, is that what you would say now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, if we ever get a Subway Series and Michael K wanted to recreate... Oh, that's right. Michael K doesn't do the playoffs.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Dave Sims?
No biggie, right?
That was a shot at Michael K.
It wasn't a shot at Michael K. It's a shot at the reality we live in. We live in a world in which the TV announcer doesn't get a chance to call the postseason games. Oh, speaking of announcers, Howie Rose, the great Howie Rose, had such a great line about Jorge Polanco. As you know, Jorge Polanco is hitting 134.
Yep.
So on the radio broadcast on the Odyssey Mets radio network, Howie Rose was, wow, he's hitting 134. Take a listen to what Howie Rose had to say about Polanco and his batting average.
Jorge Polanco batting 135. 135? It's not a batting average. That's the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway. But so it's been for Jorge Polanco. He has just not been able to get the car onto the expressway.
Great line.
He's been stalled.
He went three. He went to the well 3 times.
Howie's like, I'm whipping it all out right now.
And by the way, if I'm Howie, I'm doing more of this. It's the last 2 months. You've given everything to this organization. Have some fun with these last 2 months.
He has every right to Bob Uecker this thing.
No doubt.
From Major League, that is. Harry Doyle it, if we want to be more accurate. Where Howie can really crap on the guys that deserve to be crapped on. Now, that's not everybody. There's some young, exciting players, A.J. Ewing and Carson Benj and Nola McLean and Christian Scott. But for the high-priced guys, specifically Polanco, who is better off never coming back from the IL and just becoming Jed Lowry, is becoming this, which is a 134 monstrosity at the plate. But I think Howie Rose has earned the right to just make fun of everybody.
Isn't that kind of sad that Howie's going to call that last game and it's like a Sunday? People are watching football. He deserves better than going out the way he's going to go out. I'm sorry. That sucks.
You can't write the script sometimes, man. I mean, Bob Murphy, the legendary Bob Murphy, his last season was like 2003, which is a very unmemorable, bad season in Met history. It's just, I mean, you can decide to unretire, I guess, but Howie wants to walk away, so God bless him. But I'm glad he can whip out lines like that because it makes me laugh. By the way, Pete Hoffman's trying to negotiate fantasy trades with me in the middle of a show.
Yeah, me too. I got the deals coming all over the place. I made a trade this morning. I'm getting more texts.
Yeah.
I knew the moment I made a trade, the floodgates were going to open.
Yeah, Shaun Matiki made a trade. I was stunned by that. And Tommy, who I love, I have this premonition he does not want to make a trade with me.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've always felt that way, which is fine. He doesn't have to do it. He kind of ignores my trade offers. So I texted him like, hey, interested in Kyle Schwarber, I'll offer you an ace. I'll be curious if he even writes me back. I think he's got this no Evan rule, which I have no problem with. Just tell me, so I don't have to waste my time.
2 years in the league, I've become a real stickler with trades. It's got to be, don't try, the moment you give me a proposal that's not fair right off the jump, and I know we're not starting there, I'm out. Give me a fair trade like I did today, fine, let's go.
Who'd you get?
Colson Montgomery, but I moved up 6 rounds in the draft.
Oh, so it was a little sell-off trade.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep Max Muncy. It's okay.
You pulled a David Stearns.
The man from Milwaukee.
It made financial sense for us.
Very nice. All right, let's go to Evan on Long Island. Hey, Evan.
Hey, guys. How's it going? I apologize. I think a couple of calls ago, a guy may have alluded to this, but I wanted to jump back to the Dodgers. And, obviously they're playing within the rules, but I really think that Major League Baseball needs to focus solely on these deferral payments that go out for the Dodgers to 2047. They've got $1.1 billion in deferral payments. You bring that down. If Major League Baseball, in my opinion, restricts that to, let's say, 5 years, you're never building a team like the Dodgers have and have done. To their credit, they've done it. It's great. They stayed within the rules.
Sure.
But I think that Major League Baseball needs to stop the teams from allowing this. Obviously, teams like the Dodgers. I mean, let's face it, the current ownership group of the Dodgers are probably not even going to be there in 25 years. They're going to watch the team win another World Series or two, dump the team for $20 billion, and they're going to be laughing while some Saudi guy buys the team for 20.
He's right. Some Saudi guys owning this team, if baseball even exists at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about this because in the public proposals that the owners and players have made with each other, they have talked about banning this. So it's going to go away. Now, how does it go away? What are the restrictions on it? We'll see. We'll get in the weeds on it at some point. But I think we all realize that the LA Dodgers took advantage of a loophole. They did nothing wrong. They saw the loophole. They took advantage of it. And I fully expect that however the new CBA looks, that loophole will be filled. Rob in Edison, New Jersey. Hey, Rob.
Oh, what's up, guys? How you doing? Evan, listen, I used to be a big fan of yours, but you need some kind of intervention right now.
Whoa. What did I do?
No, listen, I like you a lot, but this is trade deadline day. I want baseball insiders on the show. You and Joe used to do the best trade deadline show. I want Eddie and Sweeney. I know they don't work for the fan anymore, but you focus on who said this 6 months ago about Freddie Peralta? Long-term predictions. Who said this 6 months ago? Is just like such boring radio.
All right.
You got to stop doing that. You're obsessed with who said this. Let's go back and see who said this 3 months ago. Like, it's so bad. As a listener, oh my God, it's hideous.
I appreciate it. You know what? I'll write that down as a note, and maybe we'll get rid of it because Robin Edison doesn't like it.
Great screen in there, Nico.
I don't think we've ever had insiders on during the trade deadline because they're all busy trying to break the news, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Usually it's the days and weeks that lead up to the trade deadline. But a guy like John Heyman, who Joe and I used to have on all the time, and it was great, I think the trade deadline day was the one day we would never be able to talk to him.
Yeah, they're looking at their phone the whole time. And by the way, if they did come on, they would be half paying attention and staring at their phone the whole time.
That's true.
That is not even close to what he told me he was going to talk about.
That's okay. That's fine. That's Shaun picking on you. I don't care about that.
Hey, look, Nico, just get better. That's all I do.
Right.
Why are you picking on Nico? What I learned from that call is not that Nico needs to get better. I need to get better. And I appreciate that.
All right.
Don't be so damn sensitive, Shaun. He was critiquing me, not even you. Let's go to Chris in Manhattan. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys, I wanted to talk about the prospect thing, but one thing on the Harrison Bader thing,
yes,
as absurd as that is, the undisputed kings forever of absurd off-the-field activities, the Mets will never be beaten, and the wild boar Cespedes will rule forever as the most absurd things to happen to cause an injury.
Yeah, the Cespedes one. The Cespedes one I still crack up about. Yeah, the wild boar story with Yoenis Cespedes. Many years ago.
That's one thing that the Mets will always prevail in that regard.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that? Actually, I'm going to let you finish your call. I want to write this down because I did some research on one of the prospects the Mets got. Speaking of odd injuries. Okay. So just remind me after Chris is done because this one was wild. Go ahead, Chris.
I want to hear that, Evan.
Yes.
Evan, guys, I'm wondering your thoughts on this. You know, with all what's going on with the labor negotiations and the uncertainty, do you think that teams are going to be valuing these top-tier prospects more than ever? Evan, I know you don't think there's going to be ever a cap, but I wonder if there's all these prospects are going to be valued even more because of, you know, what they can bring without being paid a lot. So I think there's going to be a shift in the mindset of what these top-tier prospects are about.
Yeah, I think we've already seen that, to be honest with you. Like, I brought up trades from the past, even the Aroldis Chapman trade, versus what Tarek Skubal went for. And I think teams nowadays in 2026 hold on to their prospects and value their prospects a lot higher than they ever did. Now, Gabe Davis.
Okay.
Gabe Davis was one of the guys that the Mets got back from the Chicago White Sox for Huascar Brazimer.
Okay.
Doing my research.
Not the wide receiver.
No. By the way, I got confused too at first.
Okay.
So I'm reading about Gabe Davis, and I hear that he had an off-the-field incident in college.
Okay.
So I'm intrigued. Like, how can you not be? So I start Googling what was Gabe Davis's off-the-field incident. Nothing comes up. I can't find it. So I go deeper and deeper, and I found out the incident. And it's not an incident, it's an injury. Apparently, he missed an entire season in college because of a fishing injury.
What, did he get a hook stuck in him?
I didn't get that part. How do you get hurt fishing? That's what I want to know.
Hook in the eye.
Is that what it is?
Well, try to think. Have you ever been fishing when somebody casts out? That is a dangerous situation. The hook comes flying. Either that, or you went to take the fish off the hook and it bit your finger. Then you couldn't
That would be an injury that keeps you out for a while?
What else? Either you fell off the boat, a hook got you, or the fish got you.
Here's the injury. The fishing incident, we don't know what happened to cause this, but in the fishing incident, it resulted in a broken collarbone and shoulder complications that heavily disrupted his college career.
What?
That's my point.
Broke your collarbone fishing?
Fall off the boat?
I guess you're just reeling it in like a big one really badly, and there's so much torque as a marlin's pulling back.
You think that the pulling of the thing and the spinning of the thingy-majiggy?
Depending on how big a fish, unless you caught an anchor and didn't realize you were too drunk and you're trying to pull the anchor up thinking you caught a big fish, and the next thing you know, your whole collarbone's torn out and you're flipping overboard.
Yeah, I don't know. But I found that I found that interesting. I don't know if you did. I don't know if anyone else did. But I did find out that Gabe Davis had a collarbone issue on an off-the-field fishing accident while playing college baseball. When you think of these weird injuries. and it doesn't feel like there's. I mean, Gabe's got to be asked about this, right?
Yeah.
Isn't someone going to ask him, like, by the way, what the hell happened in college?
Yeah. City Field's next to a marina. You don't plan on fishing anytime soon.
I'd put it in the contract. I'd ban him from fishing.
Yeah. All right.
Nothing major again, but Brenton Doyle is headed to the White Sox. Another outfielder on the move.
All right, Rockies.
Give the White Sox credit, man. They are going for it. They've made a few deals. They made the trade with Huascar Braziman, I just talked about, with Gabe Davis.
And they got
Luis Castillo. Added Luis Castillo to their rotation. Now they add Brenton Doyle, an outfielder. So the White Sox are trying. And the Guardians are trying because they went out and added an outfielder earlier today, too.
And the Twins are trying.
So these lousy American League Central teams are saying, you know what? Someone's got to win the division.
And they're saying, you know what? Why fear the Yankees? They're not going to do anything big.
More on the Yankees when we come back. What will they do in the final march to the trade deadline at 6 o'clock? There's no better time than now to upgrade your home with Window-Rama Summer Savings Event. Save up to 40% off when you install with Window-Rama. Choose from top brands like Anderson Windows and Doors and Master Shield Gutter Guards. Book your free in-home consultation. Shop from home and let their local certified experts handle it all. A stress-free process from measurement to installation. And when you shop in stock inventory, they'll install in just 14 days. Visit windowrama.com and book now.
And this Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. Anybody upset right now about the Los Angeles Dodgers trading for Tarek Skubal? Don't take your displeasure out on the Dodgers. The Dodgers are doing what any organization in Major League Baseball should be doing. Cultivating a farm system, spending money, and doing whatever it takes to try and win. That's what it's all about. I'm Nick Costos.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Allstate is Metro New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the tri-state area. We are by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So, switch to Allstate today, and you could save $900 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new auto customers surveyed in 2025 who switched to Allstate and reported savings, potential savings and availability varies by state.
For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small. We've helped mark the moments that matter the most to our customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As we celebrate a century of excellence, we thank you for being part of our story, and we look forward to the moments still to come. We invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
What an atmosphere tonight. The stands are packed. Down here, 2 fans side by side, both holding a Heineken. Promising start. The chant begins. Listen to that. Perfect sync. Corner coming in. They lean forward together and goal! Arms up. They cheers. Wait, that's a hug. That's a hug. Let's check the replay. Yes, 2 strangers at kickoff, friends by full time.
Fans have more friends. Find yours in the stands. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm that's there to help accident victims. I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy my father, John D'Agostino, started 35 years ago when he built D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm, one client at a time.
I grew up on these New York and New Jersey streets. They shaped me. I'm attorney John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I often tell the story of how my father lost his leg in a construction accident so people understand I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call my team first. 888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24.
Continuing the legacy means working closely with my father and our team. When you're injured, we know a big decision has to be made. Call our team first.
D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call my team first. 888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino Law Bite Back.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment.
I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody.
Talk sports after hours with Tommy Lugauer, 7 to midnight. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
As we sit here 5 hours before the MLB trade deadline, the focus on Yankee land is a catcher. They can also use bullpen help, a right-handed bat in the outfield, but clearly they need to walk away with a catcher. And over the last hour, there have been indications that the Orioles and the Red Sox are very close on an Adley-Rutschman trade. Here's the way Buster Olney phrases this. It's very odd to me, and maybe you could explain it. The Red Sox and the Orioles have a deal arranged for Adley-Rutschman. Prospects, medicals, set. The Red Sox just need to say yay or nay. The hell does that mean? If they've agreed to prospects and medicals, doesn't that make the trade, done?
That is so confusing the way that's worded. Because if he didn't say medical set, I could understand. Unless the medicals are set, it's not great. Like they just are what they are, like by definition. The medicals are set. The Red Sox see it. They've agreed at least on the prospects. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because what else could be holding this up?
What could hold it up is the Orioles trying to get the Yankees or another team involved.
But if it's the Red Sox saying yay or nay, I could understand if it's the Orioles saying yay or nay.
Right. So maybe there's concern about the wrist. I mean, the guy is on the IL right now. And there's only so much you can see with an injured player that you're attempting to trade for. It's not like the Red Sox are giving him a physical. It's not like their doctors are looking at him. Same with the Yankees.
Is it possible the Red Sox are trying to do like a Ravens Mason Crosby where they're going around and looking at other catchers and going, can I get a better deal?
Max Crosby.
What'd I say, Mason?
Mason Crosby.
I'm sorry. Mason Crosby wore 21 for the Giants, most famous Giant to ever wear 21.
That was unnecessary.
My point, though, is maybe they don't love the medicals, but they're set, and they're just saying, could we get Tyler Stevenson? And is that something we prefer based on
Is that going to be the Yankees' excuse? They don't like the medicals?
100%.
And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Not liking the medicals sometimes turns out to be true.
Yeah, but even if it's true or not true, it'll be what they say.
Yeah, the other catcher.
Except for, you may not like the medicals if you said 3 home runs versus a wild card series.
That is true. The other catcher to keep an eye on, and again, I'd be surprised if they do this because Miami so far hasn't really done anything. They haven't sold, they haven't bought. But there's talk that they could trade Liam Hicks, who's having a tremendous offensive season, DH catcher. He doesn't catch all the time.
Like Ivan Herrera.
Ivan Herrera, I think, he may have caught more than Liam Hicks. Let me get the exact numbers. First of all, Liam Hicks' numbers are great. 795 OPS, 14 home runs, 62 RBIs, a 280 batting average. But when you look at the breakdown between catcher and DH, he's DH'd 43 times, and he has caught 38 times, and he's played 26 games at first base.
All right. Well, so that's out for the Yankees because they'll just say it's another DH first baseman. We don't have to
unless you just catch him all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you would do with a catcher like that.
Well, what's the reason he's not catching all the time, other than what they have on their roster, or is it defensive?
I think it's probably defensive, and it's also that Joe Mack is one of their top young players, and he's a brilliant defensive catcher. He's the guy with the home run yesterday against the Mets, but it's mostly his defense that people rave about. So really, to answer your question, it's probably the Marlins situation, more so than anything. Again, with catchers, it's tough to know their defense unless you rely on the defensive metrics. And I don't know if he's caught enough to get a good idea on his catching ability. All I know is that that's a huge step up offensively.
Yeah, and again, I just judge everything on, are they better defensively than Ali Sanchez? And I would argue they can't be worse.
Yeah, but they're not better than Austin Wells. Say what you want of Austin Wells. He's a good defender.
But here's the way I would approach Austin Wells. I have no problem with Austin Wells being on the Yankees as their backup catcher that comes in for defense late in games. I don't care about doing that.
No, I get you. I think you have to do that in the right situation.
That's where I'd give up the defense a little. Put him in late.
888-808-1019, the number. Let's go to Matt in St. Augustine. What's up, Matt?
Hey, gentlemen, how we doing?
Good.
Hey, Shaun, you mentioned Mondesi with Toronto. I'm not denying that he played for Toronto, but I remember him with the Dodgers and wearing all those gold chains. You remember that, Ev? He was like the first guy to rock.
Yes.
All that jewelry around his neck. Yeah.
Yep. Am I nuts? I could have sworn he was a Blue Jay with the guy.
He might have been, but I remember him in the Dodgers. I'm 44. Hey, real quick, guys, Ev, I've been calling you forever. I'm Matt from White Plains. Listen every day still from probably 5 a.m. till about 2, okay? You guys, I was listening earlier. You guys were kind of talking highly about Arise and bat-on-ball contact. WFAN is not allowed to speak highly about batting average.
Yes, we are. I love batting.
None of you are.
I prefer Arise over Luis Garcia Jr. because he's a 325 hitter.
Ev, you might be the only guy in the station that has any wherewithal of how important batting average is. Can I just say this? Okay, remember during 2020 where there were like a lot of people in positions of power saying that the less police there are in the street, the more safe we're going to be? They were actually telling us that.
Right.
Okay? It's no different than people in baseball saying that batting average doesn't matter. It's absurd, okay? And for everyone listening right now, okay, OPS is on base plus slugging. I just want to make this clear to everybody, okay? Batting average is a variable in both on base and slugging.
Yes.
Therefore, your OPS will be higher. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I've been listening to the station forever. McGonigal, Francesa, everybody poo-poos batting. Do you know how hard it is? If I hit 370 my sophomore year at Manhattan College,
nice,
first all-team MAC.
Nice.
You know, I can prove it. Do
Can
you know
you
how
catch?
hard it is?
No, I
you know how hard it is?
Matt,
you know how hard it is to hit above 300?
No, it's incredibly hard, but I guess I differ on the vibe that the station is anti-batting average.
In fact, I think the station's so far batting average, it's usually the callers yelling at us that it doesn't matter anymore.
I think that your issue is more with baseball, that general managers aren't view batting average as important as it used to be. I think WFAN, and look, we're not monolithic. It's not one person. We're a radio station. We have very different personalities, all of us. Mm-hmm. So all of our opinions are different. I mean, but I think in general, there's still a value on batting average. What I've learned, and I always thought it, but it was never the case, was that when my Little League coach would say, hey, a walk is as good as a hit, I thought for a while growing up in the 90s that wasn't valued, that getting on base wasn't valued as much as it should be, which is why I think for a long time we had leadoff hitters that had like 310 on base percentages. So I think that we've seen a growth in believing that on base matters. But I think that, like in everything in life, there needs to be a balance.
Well, yeah.
On base matters, but so does batting average.
Right, because you could get on base, but the name of the game isn't just getting on base, it's scoring. How do you score once you're on base? Somebody's got to be able to hit the ball to get you home, unless you're walking the bases loaded at every turn, which just doesn't happen.
Right, because when you walk, you get to first base. When you double, you get to second base.
Yes, exactly.
Doubles are better than singles.
Right, and if you're at first base and somebody behind you doubles as opposed to walk, you're probably scoring.
But I think in like the case of the Yankees or even the Mets, once they become good again, hopefully, it's not about what do I prefer. Do I prefer a guy with a high batting average, less home runs, high OPS? It's about fitting on a roster and fitting on a team. And right now, the Yankees just need anything. Like the Yankees offense is so kind of putrid for the last month and a half that it's almost like a beggars can't be choosers kind of thing where they just need to get better. Right. Luis Garcia is an upgrade over what they had. Luis Arise would have been an upgrade over what they had. And I think that the Phillies trade shows you that there is still a value for batting average.
Yep.
Because the Phillies gave up something for him. It's not like they got him for on a song. So I think that while baseball has diminished batting average, I don't think the station necessarily has, and I don't think a lot of baseball fans necessarily have.
I completely agree.
Yeah, why do you hate batting average, Shaun?
What? I love batting. In fact, I think I was the one screaming that that's part of the reason the Blue Jays were better than the Yankees last year because everybody hit for a higher batting average.
That is true. They had a lot of guys who did that. Let's go to Berkey in Belmore. What's up, Berkey?
What a name.
What's going on, fellas?
Yo.
So I want to make a point here. Jazz Chisholm should have been off this team by May, and here's why. If you guys can remember, this guy blamed the cold weather on his early season struggles. He simply said his body does not function in the cold. You pull up this guy's playoff numbers in 24 and 25. He has 2 sub-600 OPS playoff years. This guy can't play in the cold. Well, breaking news, it's freezing in the East come playoff time.
Depends on the year, but
I mean, not really. Like, usually March and April is where you run into the trouble, and the playoffs are very, very hit or miss.
Not when he was here in 2024. Remember we sat out there, Yankees, him, how warm those nights were?
Yeah.
In the World Series, ALCS?
I mean, you're right. His postseason numbers are bad, but I don't know. Do you have the wherewithal now to go by game temperature and see what his numbers are?
No, but to his point, this is what I'll say. If it is a cold night, like we've seen at the beginning of the season or October, and the moment Jazz puts like that Teletubby warmer on under his uniform, and he's blowing on his hand, you just know it's going to be a bad night for Jazz. You do.
Here's the situation here with Jazz Chisholm. He's going to be on the roster past the trade deadline, and he should be, because I do not believe in subtracting from my roster, especially a team that is so desperate to score runs. I'm not taking 16 home runs and even the 30 stolen bases away by trading Jazz Chisholm, despite overall this being a disappointing season. But next year in 27 or whatever the season looks like, there's a really good chance he's not going to be on this roster. There's a really good chance they're not going to pay him. There's a really good chance that Luis Garcia, who they just acquired to play first base in DH, is just going to be the second baseman. And you will not have Jazz Chisholm to kick around any longer. So it's not a thing for today because it doesn't make sense to trade him today.
No, but it's a thing for today if that factored into not trading for Luis Arraez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're saying positional fit, like right away in Philly, Bryce Harper looks like he's moving back to the outfield as a result of
this. That is the plan because they acquired Luis Arraez and they're going to move some of the spots in the infield around, and that will include Bryce Harper moving back to the outfield.
You can't use Jazz and positional fit if you're not going to sign him as a reason not to get somebody now. That's what would bother me. Because they could have had both Garcia and Arraez, if we're being honest.
They could have, but it would involve moving Jazz back to third base, where we saw him play. And the Yankees have been heavily scrutinized for their lack of attention to detail and their struggles defensively.
Well,
and they would be going right back into it.
And now they're heavily criticized because they can't hit. So it's, it feels like you can't have the perfect combination on the Yankees between an offense that scores and a defense that fields. So pick one. I'd like to score some runs.
The Yankees over the last month and a half have been fascinating to watch because winning games is like fitting something really tiny in a keyhole.
Yeah.
You can do it, but you need to do this thing perfectly. You need to slip it in perfectly. And that's really pitching incredibly well, which they are.
Yeah, the moment Caballero homered yesterday, you just clenched your butt cheeks and said, take us home pitching.
And they did.
That's it.
And they did. And they're capable of it. But it's tough. It's asking a lot to win on a daily basis when you're only scoring one or two runs. But the pitching is capable of doing it. That's why they've won. That's why overall their road trip was a success. They played a 10-game road trip. They went 6-4. That's a good road trip. Now, I know they left losses on the table, specifically in Chicago.
Yeah, that third game in Chicago.
But ultimately, they won 6 out of 10 games, and it really depends on what kind of person you are. Like Shaun and Big Mac may be the great examples. If I told you you're scoring 2 runs a game, but you're winning 6 out of 10, you'd be like, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. But then if I told you your starting pitching is going to pitch to a 0.75 ERA, but you're winning 6 out of 10, you'd be like, how is that possible? How do we pitch so well and lose 4 games?
That's the way I viewed it.
So your view is that shows what kind of person you are.
Why? Because I want success?
No. That you don't look at it as, it's amazing we won that amount of games despite scoring so few runs.
No, we should have won more games when your pitching's that dominant.
Right. That's the way you look at it. As comparison to, I can't believe we're winning these games despite not scoring any runs.
No, because that's, when you say that, Evan, when you're the Tampa Bay Rays, that's the approach you have. When you're the New York Yankees, you don't look at it and go, wow, okay, wow, what a cute little team this is. I mean, get serious.
It's not about being a cute little team. It's tough to win games when you don't score any runs, and the Yankees have won a lot of it. It's also tough to lose games when your pitching doesn't give up any runs, and they've also done that.
Okay. Well, you know how you win games by scoring runs? At the deadline, you don't worry about getting the second or third best players at every position that's available. You just go make them.
He's in some mood today. Deadline hasn't even come yet.
You know why? Because, Evan, Dan will pull
it up. It's not even 6 o'clock
Dan will pull it up.
Pull what up?
How many times I said on this show this year, I trust Brian Cashman at this deadline. The vibe of this team felt like they were going all in, and here we are, and I'm sitting here with the same crap sandwich I sit here with every trade deadline, where, and we're going to be told, well, he made 5 moves right at 6 o'clock. You don't like this guy? He's a submarine reliever. Okay, great. Who's catching? That's the deadline every year.
What I'm noticing is the difference between you and I, and maybe I am wrong for doing this.
Okay.
I'm being too sensible, and on Sports Talk Radio, I should not be sensible. I like to wait until the trade deadline happens.
I don't.
And then I can formulate an opinion on if a team had a good deadline or not. You're
don't.
sitting here 5 hours before the deadline crapping on them when the deadline hasn't even come yet. We can react to the moves in real time. That's totally fine. I respect it. But to act like this is what's going to happen. The deadline's at 6 o'clock. It isn't over yet, dude.
I hate when you stop saying that. Have you ever been sent to the store by your wife?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say she needs something, whatever, a stick of butter, all right? You go to the store. The store closes at 9. It's 8:45. Evan's in there for the stick of butter. They're out of butter. Why are they out of butter? Well, the store closed at 9. The deadline's up at 9 because other people already bought the butter. The deadline's happening. The butter's going off the shelves right now, and Brian Cashman's going to go there. We're coming home with margarine. That's exactly what's going to happen. And then you're going to go home, and your wife's going to be pissed at you. I'm pissed at the Yankees. And you're going to go, well, the store was open till 9. Shouldn't they have butter? No.
Of course you go
because there's only so much butter.
Food reference.
I saw a belly.
But it's the right reference is the point. Just because a deadline's at a certain time, teams are making deals here.
Okay.
The Guardians look like heroes. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy. What are we doing?
Shut up. Let's go to Ralph in Manhattan. What's going on, Ralph? Hello, Ralph. Ralph is gone. We'll go to Rick in Tampa. What's up, Rick?
Yo, what up, guys?
Yo.
Shaun, listen, Shaun hit it up right on the head. This is his scenario is exactly the way the Yankees are looking at it. The 6-4 road trip, I mean, with the lack of offense that we have was good. Chicago Cubs have one awesome lineup, They're really good. And, we're able to shut them down and everything. But I don't know. I don't know where to think they're going to go if they're going to make a big splash it up. I got a real quick funny story. I had when I was living in Buffalo, I worked for Hugo Boss, you know that. So I back in the late 90s, no cell phones, that kind of thing. It was the deadline, right, for hockey. And Rhett Warner, you remember him, played for the Sabres years ago, late 90s.
Right.
He was a client of mine for suits and everything. And it was trade deadline day. I didn't realize it at the time. So like I do always, I call my customers, say, hey, come on in, Rhett, for a suit. So I call him on that day and say, Rhett, how you doing? He goes, oh, my gosh, you gave me a heart attack. I thought I was getting traded. Oh, sorry about that. Because he had no idea.
I didn't get the story.
I get it. The point was that he called the guy who was the day of the trade deadline, and he was waiting for a trade call. Rick, usually you're pretty good. That one missed.
Well, I didn't understand it. Doesn't mean it wasn't funny.
I understood it. I wish I could. You know what, Rick? Rick, I'm in a bad mood, and that's on me. I couldn't be open-minded enough to laugh at and appreciate that story because to me, everything sucks right now. So I'm sorry, Rick. I love you.
I'm going to try to make you laugh. Are you ready for this?
All right.
So did you know that the Mets honored the 1986 Mets over the weekend?
I did.
I got 2 ways I can make you laugh.
All right.
Have you heard the Ray Knight stuff yet?
No.
Oh, good. Perfect.
Okay.
Let's start with that. I thought he may have heard it. And maybe you in the audience heard it. But Ray Knight was interviewed. And God, I hope this was edited. But I made it clear this needs to be edited. So let's hope. Ray Knight was being interviewed in the midst of a Met game on Saturday after they honored the 86 team. And this interaction occurred.
It's just we hug. And, I had 4 or 5 guys that give me a kiss on the cheek. I kissed a couple of guys on the cheek. People think what they want to think. I don't give a fuck, but I do know one thing. I like going to war with those men.
What? What would people think anyway? But just drops the F-bomb.
He drops the F-bomb.
That's so good.
Oh, see, I made you laugh.
That did make me laugh.
I got a second thing for you.
All right.
WFAN's very own Al Cintron went to the 86 reunion.
Okay.
And he asked a question.
He asked if
they had a press conference.
They let him ask something?
They did. Jesse Orozco, Mookie Wilson, I think, were up on the dais. Why are you so surprised that Al Cintron was allowed to ask a question? He's a member of the media.
I understand. Well, Gallo, I heard Gallo tease that he was going to be the set. I thought we were just getting more like him from the stands, talking to fans. I didn't realize we were letting him talk to players.
Yeah.
My Washington Commanders.
Yo, Jesse, what do you think about Jaden Daniels this year? Is he the best quarterback in the NFC? That's what I picture him doing.
I'm going to tell you, I think he asked a really good question.
All right, let's
Are
hear
you ready?
Yep.
Here's Al Cintron talking to the 86 Mets.
When social media wasn't around 40 years ago, if it was around when you guys were playing, how many of you guys would have been suspended or thrown out the league?
Good job, Al.
You know. I'm making next. Yeah, I pass.
Look at that reaction.
That's a great job by Al. That was just to get that reaction. That was worth it.
Yeah,
That's a great job,
There
Al.
was no answer. It was just Mookie Wilson laughing.
But that's the best reaction. It's better than a real answer.
So we succeeded. We made you laugh.
We did. Good job, Al. I love you.
You want me to make you laugh even more?
Your football team stinks, but I love you. Yeah.
Check out the empty seats that were there Saturday for the 86 reunion.
Boy, did my dad make sure to let me know.
Oh, he wanted to bring it up?
Oh, yeah. I was at a block party getting the blow-by-blow Met hate text.
Look, I'm not going to hate. I'm a Met fan, but I think there were two issues. Number one, the prices are very high. The Mets have dynamic pricing, so they looked at the 86 reunion and said, let's hike the prices up. People do not want to pay for this product.
No.
All right, because ultimately you're going to a baseball game.
Yeah. And if we've learned anything about this town, as much as they do these reunions and Old Timers Days coming up too, the fans in seats oftentimes don't really care.
No,
you notice that?
Well, I think they're
still there for the actual product on the field.
Ultimately you're going to the game for the product, but here's the other problem, and I want to be delicate with how I say this. I am 43 years old. So midlife, is that like where I'm at?
Yeah.
Midlife, is that the average midlife?
You're working with me, so I can't think of a bigger midlife crisis.
There you go. I don't remember the 86 team.
Yeah.
Now I know a lot about them. I've read the stories. I've watched the DVDs or the video cassettes when I was a kid. And I love the 86 team. Nothing but respect. But they're historical to me. They're not something I experienced.
Right.
They're history. It's the way anyone who loves history thinks of the shot heard around the world with Bobby Thompson. Or the Don Larson perfect game. Or the greatest game ever played between the Giants and Colts. Like, we appreciate it. I love history, but I didn't experience it. And so for anyone who is my age and younger, and maybe we tack on a year or two, so let's say 45 and under, this is just a historical thing. And you kind of get sick and tired of honoring something that you didn't remember, and you have nothing to honor since. And it causes this resentment to the 86 team, which they don't deserve because they've done nothing wrong. But I got to tell you, I'm sort of sick and tired of hearing about it.
I mean,
how about you win a championship? Again, not their fault. They've done nothing wrong. But after a while, like I went to the 25th anniversary, I went to the 30th anniversary. I mean, there's freaking anniversaries every 5 years. How many times do I got to do this?
No, I mean, look, to put it as crude as possible, there are more fans of the 86 Mets that are dead now than alive.
There are more fans of the 86 Mets that are dead.
Think about the population, or at least watched them. You gave 45 and younger. Think about that.
I guess you're right. I don't know how to figure that out.
Because think about how old the average life expectancy is. The point is, when you start, that's the last thing left to honor. Everybody who didn't really get to cherish that, there's more of them going, I didn't even see this team play.
Yeah, I'll give you a comp. Next year, what are the Yankees going to do? It's the 100th anniversary of Murderers Row.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh, well, we can honor it?
By the way.
We can honor it. No one's going to show up and remember it.
And also, who cares?
What do you mean, who cares? It's the greatest.
100 years since Murderers Row. I don't care. I had the 98 Yankees. It does nothing for me.
Here's the real question. And ask your dad this.
Yeah.
Or ask any of our older
We don't
listeners.
even know if the Murderers Row was a real thing.
It was. Stop it. Well, who said that recently? Pete Crow Armstrong?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
In 1977 was the 50th anniversary of the Murderers Row Yankees.
Wow.
Did Yankee fans want them honored? Were they showing up in droves? I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's.
Did they even do stuff like that?
I think they did honor them. I think I remember years ago that they did something, but I mean, no one was there. Who was showing up? Babe Ruth wasn't showing up. He's dead.
Yeah, what are we
Lou
doing?
Gehrig wasn't showing up. He was dead too.
What are we doing? Like the grandchildren that are still around? Are we doing that? They're going to come out, wave, give them flowers, and then put like a Jumbotron thing up, and it's like grainy footage. Like that's
so you would not honor Murderers Row next year?
Do a giveaway. Give me like a Lou Gehrig bobblehead, and we move on with our lives.
Okay.
You know
I'm just asking.
Because how do you honor them? What do you do? You can't do anything pregame.
You invite the grandchildren on the field. People wouldn't show up for that.
Put it all due respect. Like, Like the Giants just had that 100-year anniversary, and some like their legends, like the grandkids, came out. And it's like that's cool for them. I don't care that Frank Gifford once had Christmas dinner with you. Like I don't need to cheer for you. I'm sorry. I get you.
I get you.
I just don't care.
And I appreciate the 86 Mets because a few guys, I think Wally Backman said it. He's like, hey, can they win something? Yeah. I mean, it's been 40 years. How about there be something new for you guys to celebrate? I'm sure Knicks fans felt that way about the 73 team. You didn't want to disrespect them, but it's like, dude, I wasn't around. Like, enough.
Yeah,
and
how
now,
many times do you need to hear about Willis Reed?
You're right. And now, guess what? Not that moment will disappear. It will never disappear for those that experienced it. But now there's a new moment for Knicks fans to celebrate.
Right.
And I'm very jealous of that. I'm sick of hearing about 1986. No offense, it was a great year, but Jesus, man, it was 40 years ago. So I was not surprised by the empty seats. Not at all. More on the trade deadline next, plus more of your calls at 888-808-1019. Who else is being sold by the Mets? And what can the Yankees do to turn around Shaun Morash's desperation? It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash till the Carton Show at 2 o'clock.
Sponsored by the New York State Thruway Authority. Imagine that your workplace is inches from traffic and a car flies by drifting because someone checked their phone. People work here. They trust you. Don't drive distracted. Funded by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration with a grant from the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Taking a look at the Pro Football Futures market in the NFC South, Atlanta, the longest shot to win the division, at plus 375. And I think all of these teams, Tampa, New Orleans, Carolina, Atlanta, are closely bunched together. And if Atlanta's free agent acquisition at quarterback starts all season, I think Atlanta can win this division at that price. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you haven't checked out Collars & Co. yet, now's the time. They're the makers of the original dress collar polo that's changed the game. And now they've opened their first ever store right here in Manhattan. Whether you're looking for sharp shirts, everyday style, or their new Maverick Performance blazer, you'll find clothes that look great and feel even better. Stop by their new boutique at 182 Columbus Avenue or shop online at collarsandco.com. Use code TIKI and get 20% off your order.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
This summer, cool down with Dunkin' Refreshers. Sip on black cherry or try the all-new pink pineapple. Or try one of their flavorful fan favorites like mango pineapple or strawberry dragon fruit. All of them are ice cold and refreshing. Dunkin' Refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. A whole lot of flavor and very refreshing. It's a sip of summer, only at Dunkin'. Dunkin' Refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve. But my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Hit and run at 125th and Lex? Shulman and Hill Injury Lawyers hits the ground running. No one fights harder for New York. Every borough, every block. Shulman and Hill, we are New York. Get a free case review. Search Shulman and Hill Injury Lawyers.
Before you drive, check in with your crew. Buzzed or high, you're not okay to drive. Pass your keys to a sober driver, call a ride, or crash on a couch. You have options. Driving impaired isn't one of them. A message from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey, New Jersey, Powerball's up to $748 million. If you win, you're going to need to buy a bigger piggy bank. Get your ticket at a New Jersey lottery retailer today.
The appetite for destruction returns. Guns N' Roses World Tour 2026. One night. MetLife Stadium, August 12th. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. After years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. With Red Pocket Mobile, you lock in your rate and you keep it. No price creep, no sudden jumps, just straightforward pricing and premium 5G plans starting at $10 a month. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
It's August. The dog days of summer are here.
I wonder how Nielsen Dodge can make it better.
Have a Dog Days of Summer savings event.
That's a doggone great idea.
Now that's a good girl.
You'll start feeling the vibes the minute you arrive. Fun is in the driver's seat.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4. Just $289 a month. Yes, just $289 a month.
There's always zero down payment available.
The credit help you need.
More savings with your trade-in.
And of course, great deals.
Hurry to Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com.
At Nielsen Dodge,
fun is in the driver's seat.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Make this the summer event. With approval, term 36 months, due at sign, $69.82 at tax tag and DMV fees. See dealer for details.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest selection of Bridgestone tires. So we buy Bridgestone tires for less and sell them for less. The guaranteed lowest price you'll find anywhere. Plus, we give you more free services for life than any other tire dealer. So when you're looking for Bridgestone tires, there's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Start your day with Boomer and Geo. Join the conversation weekday mornings from 6 to 10. Call 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus presents the biggest summer in UFC history.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. God willing, we have no Mets baseball tonight, so that's great. Deadline is at 6 p.m. The Yankees do play tonight. They face the Cardinals at home. Cam Schlittler against righty Michael McGreevy at 7:05 on the Fan, which means Luis Garcia Jr. better be in the lineup and not taking too long to get here from Atlanta. And Adley Rutschman and the Red Sox apparently is close to happening.
So, baseball idea, I would have every team off on trade deadline Monday. I would always keep it on a Monday since they're not uniform to July 31st anyway. It would be a Monday. There'd be no baseball, and the trade deadline would not be 6 o'clock. It'd be 10 o'clock, and I would make it a TV special, where I really put the attention on MLB Network. I get all the insiders. And so all the baseball fans, I don't think you're going to get as many casuals, but you'll definitely get the baseball fans, are all universally locked into, quote-unquote, watching the trade deadline. And what hit me about this is I was explaining the trade deadline to my oldest son over the weekend, and he said, oh, can we watch it? And I was like, not really. I mean, what are you watching?
Yeah.
But I think if you make it a prime time thing, because the deadline is at 6, let's make it 10 o'clock, and you get all the baseball insiders, I don't know. It may make it more of like a TV event, especially on primetime.
I like the idea of what you're saying, but I got to be honest, man. Like, I like the idea of a deadline at 6 and knowing it at 7 o'clock. Even if those guys aren't there, I'm more usually pumped up to watch my team play, at least at first. Like, okay, like this is the start of a new season again. I don't want to wait that full day after. Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes sense. I
like
just don't agree with it.
Whatever crap catcher the Yankees get is obviously not going to be there. But at least, I know I could, whatever. We're going to talk about it during the broadcast and have some fun with it.
Yeah, I disagree.
Can I also ask you?
We have baseball every freaking day. We can take one day off where there's no baseball. And I love baseball. So, I mean, I'm surprised you, of all people, can't deal with one day in which we don't have baseball.
I'm just telling you how much I like doing it. I do have to ask you, too. If the Yankees don't like Adley Rutschman's medicals, can you explain to me why they played Anthony Volpe with one shoulder in the postseason last year?
That's a good question.
It's funny how they cherry-pick those medicals, don't you?
Well, I think the difference is one guy you're giving up a lot for.
Oh. And the other guy you just, owe it to because of whatever.
Well, I mean, I think it's different when you're trading for a player and just playing a guy who's hurt. I know you didn't expect an answer. You just thought I would laugh and say, oh, Shaun's so right. Cashman's an idiot. But I think that's the difference.
Did they like Anthony Rizzo's medicals when they played him with a concussion for 3 months?
They screwed that one up.
Okay.
Has the Adley Rutschman trade went down yet?
Not yet.
Okay. The longer this doesn't go down.
It's going down.
It's been rumored for 2 hours.
It's going down. I'm calling timber.
Okay.
I mean.
Is the trade reported as done before we sign off the air in about 20 minutes?
Nah, but 2:10? Yeah.
right after?
Right after.
All right, let's get back to your calls. Let's go to Matt in Manorville. What's up, Matt?
Hey, guys, what's going on? Real quick, everyone's talking about how, obviously, there's a lot of, still 4 hours to go or so until the deadline, but it's looking underwhelming for the Yanks. But I'm seeing on Twitter, everybody, the Yankee fans, talking about how the Yankees are wasting Aaron Judge's prime. And I don't know what it is with this fan base that I'm a part of that's so quick to coronate guys. He's obviously a great player, but wasting the prime, I guess, comes from the fact that he'll probably never win a World Series in their mind because he's missing his prime and all these things. But Judge has been such a major factor in them coming up short in October time and again. I feel like it's just this cognitive dissonance with this fan base that thinks Judge is blameless in carrying the team in October when really, outside of that big Game 3 home run, he really hasn't done all that much to propel teams like some former players have in the past that were a lot less of a player
in
than he
fairness,
is, so.
though, Matt, last year in the postseason, he hit 500 with 7 RBIs.
He was awesome. He was also really good in 2017, was part of the reason the Yankees shocked the world in that ALCS.
With that said, overall, he has not been an elite-level playoff performer. But I think the other thing is to keep in mind, and I always make this a reference, but understand the context I'm going to use. I always say, hey, boy, winning the division is important because when the Yankees have home field advantage, they win their series. It's another way of saying when the Yankees are the best team, they win.
Yes.
When they're not the best team, they lose. Mm-hmm. When they lost to the Astros in 2017, the Astros were better. Mm-hmm. When they lost to the Astros in 2019 and 2022, newsflash, the Astros were better. When they lost to the Red Sox in 2018, the Red Sox were better. So when people say, and I think rightfully so, hey, they're wasting Judge's prime, they acknowledge that Aaron Judge hasn't been perfect in the playoffs, but they're also saying we haven't been the best team.
Right. The Yankees have not gone above and beyond ensuring on paper they're the best team. I would say outside of 2024, because I can't count.
Shaun,
they paired Soto with
forget paper. Since Aaron Judge was called up for good in 2017, how many seasons is that? That's 10 seasons now? If you count 17
how many times have they won
26?
the division?
No. How many times have they gone into the playoffs having the best record in the American League?
Once, right?
One time.
Yeah.
So when that comment is made, that's the proper barrier to say, well, they haven't been the best team. Mm-hmm. And so that's why people say wasting his prime. It doesn't exonerate him from the fact he's a .236 career playoff performer. It's just that they haven't gone in to many postseasons as the clear best team in the American League.
And you can't just view one guy to always be the savior when you're not making sure you're the best team either.
No, you're right. Let's go to Kevin in Farmingdale. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Well, I love the idea about the Mondays. The only thing is, can you stop the leaks until 8 o'clock? You know,
that's what you'd have to do. You'd have to make it a made-for-TV special.
Mm-hmm.
No leaks until like 7 o'clock when the broadcast goes on, and then you get 3 hours of like nonstop trades. It would be awesome.
Right. All right. Well, listen, a little different trade proposal for the Mets. I know that we're in trouble, but how about Mike Trout? We get Mike Trout. Yeah, I know. We give up Luis Robert Jr. and we swap salaries.
Yeah, that's not happening. Mike Trout is going to retire as an Angel. He's one of those guys. Like the Angels are finally trading guys who have team control. They moved Joe Adell. They moved the local catcher Logan O'Hoppe.
Yeah.
They're moving guys.
Went right to the minor leagues, by the way.
Oh, wow, he's having a terrible season.
Would have been an upgrade for the Yankees.
Yeah. Jose Sor, he's the worst defensive catcher in baseball, and I think he was hitting .210.
Okay.
So, you know what you just did? Prime example.
Better than 195.
You just showed the world that you view the Yankee catching situation as so bad that it doesn't matter who the new person is. I'll take him.
Well,
I offer you a turd sandwich, you're like, hey, let me eat that turd.
Yeah, it's a turd drenched in ranch dressing at least. You know what I mean? Gives it some flavor.
That's a weird one.
I'm saying a turd could taste better depending on what you put on the turd.
Gotcha. Whole point is the Angels are not trading Mike Trout, so we need to move on from that whole thing. Let's go to Ralph in Manhattan. What's up, Ralph?
Hey, I want to talk to baseball, but I heard you talking about drunk cycling before in the program. I'll throw something at you before I talk to baseball.
Yes.
I'm watching a video, a drunk driving video, and I don't know who this guy is, a real goofball acting really stupid. I find out the next day, Evan and Shaun, that it's Tony Romo. Like I didn't recognize his face. I didn't know who the hell this guy was. And then my wife turns around and tells me, "Hey, that's the former quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. That's Tony." I said, "I can't believe it," because he was acting so stupid. I couldn't believe it. The guy's worth multi-millions of dollars. Anyway, here's the baseball. And forget the Dodgers. I was going to talk Dodgers, their dominance. Let me talk about the '86 Mets quickly. You know, I was 26 years old. And, you know, I saw a baseball team that was going to win the World Series, poised to win the World Series. If they didn't win the World Series, it was going to be a big disappointment. I had no clue about the cocaine, about the drugs, about anything they were doing off kilter. All I knew that this was the baseball team that was going to take us to the World Series. Many of us did not have a clue, guys, that these nefarious things were going on.
That's why, like Al's question we played earlier about what would have been like if there was social media, it's a different world because we would have known that kind of stuff. I can only imagine what you didn't know, as Ralph pointed out. They didn't know much about what was going on with that team. I don't know if that team could exist in 2026. By the way, I would love to be able to have watched certain things without knowing who the person was going in. Oh. When I watched the Tony Romo video, I knew it's Tony Romo.
Yeah.
To somehow watch that video, everything about that video, and not know it was Tony Romo at first would be magic.
It would be. You're right. There are probably so many of those moments you wish it didn't happen. Another minor trade.
Yes.
Josh Smith has been traded from the Rangers.
By the way, Josh Smith, you know what he's famous for?
He was the Yankee.
He was a Yankee who was traded as a whatever player in return for Joey Gallo.
Yeah.
Which shows you that sometimes, hey, you never know what you get back. And he turned himself into a versatile player. Anyhow, where's he going?
Blue Jays.
Nice.
There you go. A little nothing deal, but something.
I mean, it's odd because
Toronto, weird. They traded Gossman, and now they're adding guys.
And they also traded for Jose Soriano.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays are doing, like, we're selling, but we're still trying to win kind of a balance. Because the reason they trade Kevin Gausman, but then they trade for Jose Soriano, is Soriano's under team control for a couple of years, and Kevin Gausman isn't. So it's like, hey, we're still trying to win, but we're also making smart moves for the future. I told you this last week. If I was a Blue Jay fan, and I am not, and I know I'm a loser Met fan, and a Jets fan, and a Nets fan, and they all suck, to be that close to a World's Championship and to be sitting here where I am now, after I should have won the World Series, the seventh game, numerous times, that could be the end of me as a sports fan.
It's tough.
That is as difficult.
You're in the final game, win or go home. You're sitting down, Halloween night, right?
It's like a Falcon fan. I said that to Sal when he was here. I was like, I don't know as a Jet fan if I could live as a sports fan. Obviously, I'd live my life. But I think that would be the moment that would break me and say, I can't do this anymore.
Your fandom's got to lose a little something. Not that you're not going to be a fan.
When you
but
lose like that?
Yes. Like when it's that close you could touch it and that happens, that's tough.
And then you slide back down. It's not like the Royals in 2014. Oh, my God, they could taste it.
Yep.
But then they came back the next year
Correct.
and won it.
Correct.
It's like, okay. The Red Sox in 2003. So I know we have examples of teams that come back.
But if you don't, and you're the depths of
and
hell.
you slide down that slide where you're just not even close. Like the Falcons have not been close. Anywhere close. The Blue Jays they're not making the playoffs this season, and they're half selling right now. They're not even close. It's kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
Let's go to Travis in the Bronx. What's up, Travis?
Gents, how you doing?
Good.
I have a catcher that no one has talked about that I would prefer over Rutschman, and then I have a point about, Evan, what you said about how there's no fanfare, there's no impact about some of these team celebrations. First, I'll just say this. When a team wins the World Series, you have X amount of years to have an impactful, celebration of that championship. The Yankees are 30 years out, but the moment that the players on that team make Old Timers Day, the impact of celebrating a championship goes out the window because you look at those players and those memories come back automatically. So if you want to celebrate a championship, I think you have 5 to 10 years before, the messaging turns into something else. The second point is I would prefer Agustin Ramirez from the Marlins, who has not played basically all year, who was in the Yankees farm system.
Yeah, you guys traded him away.
Rutschman. He would be perfect for this team.
Why? He hasn't played much, and when he played, he wasn't that good. So, what's exciting you?
He's allowed to have an off season. He had an off beginning of the season, and they essentially surprisingly sent him down.
He's in the minors.
He did last year.
Yeah. Well, they have better options. I was talking earlier about this Joe Mack, who's a hell of a defender and has hit for pop. So they just have enough catching depth.
And Travis, if you're going to do that deal, why not just keep catching Austin Wells? Because then you should have that same belief that this is a one-off year for Austin Wells, no?
Well, because I don't. I've seen enough of Austin Wells, and I don't think we've seen enough of a player who came up in the middle of last year, who hit for power, who could steal 20 bases.
All right. I mean, Austin Wells is the Yankees' most clutch player in the postseason last year.
Well, I mean, you could say the same about a lot of players.
I'm just saying, for you to say a catcher like Ramirez, you would have more faith in.
Here's the thing. If this was April and you said, hey, look at the Yankee catching situation, boy, it'd make a lot of sense to bring back this Agustin Ramirez. The Marlins are deep at catcher, right-handed bat, showed some promise in 2025. I'd be all for it. In fact, he improves their catching situation, but we're looking for the starting catcher for the New York Yankees. We're not looking the way we felt in April of, hey, let's just get a right-handed compliment for Austin Wells because we still believe in him. Right now, they need more than that.
Yeah, you can't add somebody that there's a debate whether you start him or Wells. You need to add a significant improvement.
And again, Ramirez is in the minor leagues right now.
Yeah.
Was he the Jazz Chisholm trade?
Yes, he was. That was the headliner of that package.
How about that?
The
Yankees have traded so many catchers over the years.
Yeah, and then somehow they need them.
No, that's the funny part. They've had so many that have turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Carlos Narvaez in Boston, Luis Torrens with the Mets, Augustin Ramirez with the Marlins. But here's the problem with our last caller's opinion. If the New York Yankees announce, hey, we made a trade for this 24-year-old right-handed hitting catcher. He had 21 home runs in 2025. We're bringing back Augustin Ramirez. Can you imagine the reaction of the Shaun Morashes and the other Yankee fans who are very on edge about this deadline? You would go nuts.
It wouldn't even garner a reaction. It would actually be insulting to the Yankee fan base that pours their whole money. It would be insulting to us that have sit there and lived and died with these games this year, expecting it to sit there and give us Augustin Ramirez, who can't even be right now on the Major League roster with the Marlins. Don't insult me. That would be insulting.
No, you need a Major League catcher.
Yes.
Liam Hicks, fine. Ivan Herrera, fine. Despite the questions about their defense, They can hit. Yep. They need that. And it's not like Austin Wells gets buried forever. He can still be a part of this team as a lead-inning defensive replacement or however else you want to deploy
Austin Wells
him.
would be great as your number 2 catcher. I got no issue with that. No issue. He can't start anymore. You're playing with one hand tied behind your back when you form a lineup like that.
You get nervous? 4 hours now.
Of course I'm getting nervous. It's not even nerves at this point because 2 things are in my mind, Evan. Here's the first thing. I set myself up for disappointment, which is number 1. And then number 2, even if they do get the big deals, what are we talking about? They're going to get steamrolled by the Dodgers in the World Series anyway.
Oh, stop with that.
Well, that's a baseball problem. So I'm going to get excited. Then I'm going to get broken. And then I'm going to realize, ultimately, when we get there, what am I playing for? Oh, that's right. Now the new championship's the American League Championship because nobody can beat the Dodgers. So that's where I'm at.
John Heyman.
No.
The Atlanta Braves have checked in on Jacob deGrom.
Okay.
The Rangers are listening on everyone unknown what the chances are. This son of a... He's going to end up in Atlanta.
He's going to end up in Atlanta. He's going to pitch at Yankee Stadium this weekend.
Well, I don't care about you pitching at Yankee Stadium.
I do. We need to win these games, Evan.
A one-off in the middle of August.
I do, too.
I care
Tyler
about the
Stevenson's
fact
going to
that
strike out 4 times for us this weekend.
I've given you 90% of the show on the Yankees. Can I have 30 seconds to say this would be... As much as I'm trying to cope, it would be disgusting to have to watch Jacob deGrom as a Brave.
Sure.
All right, I'm done. That's it. I moved on.
No, focus
Back
on
to
the
the
Rangers
Yankees.
Braves trade. We're New York radio. Go ahead.
All right, I'm moving on. Jacob deGrom, wherever you go, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Do you want me to get your kids Jacob deGrom Braves jerseys?
Shut up.
You bitch.
You mocked me 5 different ways. Why are you bringing this up? Nobody cares. Now you're going to buy jerseys for my kids.
I don't know. It's just you and Jacob deGrom. At some point, you got to move on.
I
man.
did move. I talked about it for 10 seconds. Now I'm back to the Yankees.
I mean,
I'm back to the Yankees. Luis Garcia. He's tremendous.
We don't even know if he's going to be at the stadium tonight, too, by the way.
And that's the other thing. If he's not in the lineup today, Shaun will not be happy. And then he better start hitting. Because he gets off to an 0 for 12 start, you ain't going to be happy.
And they're playing like ass.
He's homering tonight if he's in the lineup.
I like that confidence.
Homer.
Let's go to Chris in Bayshore. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, hey, guys. Listen, fun show. Shaun, you're having a much better day than Bill Buckner Day. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
But anyway, as far as the Yankees go, I think that it was pretty simple. They just went after what they thought was the best bat available, and that was Garcia. I think that, they'll worry about where he fits and how they're going to use him. There's enough opportunities for him. But the catching thing, too, you guys are throwing a lot of names out, and I talked to you earlier about O'Hoppe coming over because he had some upside, but there's not a lot of catching talent out there you can bring in and say, well, wow, this guy's better than what we have.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair.
There isn't, you're saying, or there is?
No, there isn't. There really is
I mean,
not a guy.
Stevenson and Adley Rutschman both are.
But you know what, Chris? I half agree with you. The catching situation in Major League Baseball is not great. I'd be the first to tell you that. But Austin Wells has been so unplayably bad, it's not asking that much to get an upgrade. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I crapped on Logan O'Hoppe and the season he's had.
Yeah.
But that's one example. Most other examples, it's not that difficult to find somebody who's just a little bit better. Like, they're not getting Mike Piazza. They're not getting Pudge Rodriguez. No one's suggesting that. And no one should suggest that that's who Adley Rutschman is if he ends up in Boston or if he ends up with the Yankees. But he's such an upgrade over what they've been deploying every single day. And it would be a crime against sports management if Brian Cashman doesn't end up with a breathing catcher at the trade deadline. See, I'm going to help you out.
Thank you.
It doesn't have to be a star, and we can debate who it is and how much better he is. I get that. I am welcoming the debate when we're on the air tomorrow at 10 a.m. in terms of what they got and what they should have gotten. But what cannot happen, there better be a volcano from every Yankee fan on this radio station if Brian Cashman doesn't end up with a breathing human being who plays the catcher position. If he doesn't, and we're sitting here staring at Austin Wells and Ali Sanchez and J.C. Escara, if that's what we're looking at on August 4th, then yes, Yankee fans, you have every right to look at this trade deadline and say, what the hell is going on?
Unless they actually had some stones, and at 7 o'clock, we find out they are going to start catching Ben Rice more. Unless. But you'd have to add another bat somewhere else. That's all I'm saying.
It's just not going to happen.
I agree it's not going to happen.
And if they did it, I guess it would just be a sign of desperation.
Yes.
Like, crap, we really couldn't pull this off. So, all right, screw it, Ben. Put the catching gear on. Let's see what happens.
I don't think it's happening. I'm just saying that's your only out in that spot. But A loss again.
A loss?
More Yankee baseball where they just get the second and third best options at every position, and we wonder why we're here in October. Then we'll rinse, repeat through the carving board stuff where we talk about what a year it was and what a crapshoot it was. And then, in November, we're sitting there going, is the football relevant? And that's the story of the Yankees every year.
Okay, I disagree with you. I think they will make a deal, a good one that you'll be somewhat pleased with in the next 4.5 hours. So
okay.
That's my prediction.
I guess we'll see you tomorrow and we'll find out.
We're going to find out. Now, keep it right here all day because Craig Carton and Big Mac will keep you posted throughout the day. They'll keep you abreast of the situation. I'll have a special Rico Bronya at 6:15 on the WFAN YouTube page to go over what the Mets have sold and what they've gotten, so we'll have some fun with that. But either way, Tiki's back, and we're all back together 10 a.m. tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Lockouts and mirrors are closer than they appear. The Los Angeles Dodgers acquired two-time reigning AL Cy Young winner Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers in a blockbuster trade deadline deal. Detroit received top 50 prospect Zaire Hope and River Ryan alongside right-hander Brady Smith. The move anchors the Dodgers rotation for their World Series three-peat push